March 2023, a group of researchers formed the Truth Mafia, a collective determined to investigate conspiracies and occult mysteries that have been buried for centuries. With a passion for uncovering the truth, they delve into the darkest corners of history, pop culture, and ancient mysteries, seeking answers to questions that have plagued humanity for ages. The Truth Mafia is led by Tommy Truthful, a man shrouded in mystery and intrigue, dedicated to uncovering the hidden truths behind some of the world's most perplexing and enigmatic phenomena. Their research has led them down countless rabbit holes, from deciphering ancient symbols to exploring the hidden meanings behind popular media and literature. Despite the risks and challenges they face, the Truth Mafia remains steadfast in their quest for knowledge. Will their investigations lead to groundbreaking revelations, or will they unravel an even deeper web of secrets and lies? Only time will tell in this ongoing saga of conspiracy and intrigue.
Welcome, my brothers and sisters, to another episode of Truth Mafia Podcast with your host, Tommy Truthful, and my co-host, Paranoid American of paranoidamerican.com. We got my brother from another mother today in here too, JayDreamerZ. Shout out to JayDreamerZ and JayDreamerZ.com. Both of their information is down in the description. Make sure you go follow them, guys. Show them some love. They got amazing platforms of their own. Paranoid does his interviews. I see you just dropped a couple. Paranoid, are you dropping them live or premiering them?
I'm premiering those because I can't trust myself on lives anymore, apparently. I'll behave myself on this one, I promise.
No, I know. I trust you, bro. So how are you guys doing today?
Killing it, man. Thriving.
Yeah, good. Excited to talk about Vril and stuff.
We're going to get into Vril. You know, whenever people hear about Vril, I think they always think reptilian, and that is a part of it. The Germans were heavy in the occult and looking into this Vril force. Now, one of my followers actually sent me some info on it. Kyle, shout out to Kyle Wilson. He sent me some info, and it got me looking into this topic and the ruins and the runic magic in Norse mythology. You know, there's so much cool stuff out there, and they want us to believe a lot of this stuff. I think they want us to believe is evil, so we don't look into the true nature of reality. You know, just like you got to remember, guys, they rewrote the whole Bible. Okay, they set up the Council of Nicaea, rewrote the Bible. Ain't it kind of funny? Jesus tells you, yeah, pay Caesar, pay him his taxes. Paranoid was just talking about that. I mean, come on. Like, it's for people. First of all, most of it is allegories, just to let you know. It's about reaching higher states of consciousness. But I'm not saying, I don't know if Jesus was an actual person or it's an allegory of your kundalini rising up your 33 vertebrae, connecting to the pineal gland, bringing that secretion up to the third eye, your pineal gland. But he could have been a person, I guess, right? To me, he just represents that Neo character within the Matrix. That's what I always think of, which he has very matching numerology with as well. But so what do you two think about this Vril energy? Do you know anything about it?
Yeah, I know a bit about it. So there's a connection too to Jesus and other things too, especially life-giving energy. Typically that's what it is it's life-giving energy. And it's not just life-giving energy. I mean, it's power. Just it's raw power that I believe is terrestrial in nature. It's earth power basically, as opposed to like cosmic power, but it's earth power. And there's a book. There's this book called can I share the screen real quick? And I'll show you this picture of this book.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where did I put that? I think it's this one. There's this book called Vril, The Power of the Coming Race. And it's not about anything that has to do with, any country's beliefs. in antiquity or anything. This was written a long time ago. This is the cover. There's different covers of it, but it's called Vril, and it's got different, descriptions or whatnot. But the whole book is about this guy who, and I want to say this too, that the book, when it was first published, was published anonymously. So later on, an author who was more famous at the time, he's actually the guy that penned like the whole, it was a dark and stormy night. Like that's the guy that penned the book, but it was attributed to him. Originally it was anonymous, but this book was about this guy who fell down. He was working in some mines and he fell down into like a mine shaft. Oh, there it is. I found it.
Is this
Sorry,
a
I was looking
Raywan?
for what's that?
I saw a Raywan mentioned on that page you were just scrolling around, which is the word nowhere spelled backwards, but it's a book. And I was just wondering because I think it was mentioned on that page.
It's not that one. It's damn, I'm trying to find. I got so many tabs pulled up right now. My bad. Let's see. Oh, here it is, right here. Okay, now I'm gonna share. This is they actually did like a get together in the 1800s, and they showed this was their poster for their get together, and then you can see down here it says Royal Albert Hall, and it was in the West End Hospital, the School of Massage. So this concept of the Vril was associated with medicine, with healing and things of that nature. But in this book, if you read this book, it's written as an actual account, a firsthand. This is what happened to me, and I'm going to write this anonymously because I know this sounds crazy. Much like the Smoky God, it's along the same lines of the book, The Smoky God, of those people that went down inside of the earth. Well, this guy falls down into the subterranean cavern. He gets down inside of there. He's met with gigantic rat-like creature that he has to fight. He gets past that and he finds this utopian society down in the underworld, or down in, the hollow parts of the world. And he goes down there and he meets these huge beings that he describes are sort of angelic looking almost. But when he gets to know them, he sees that they're flesh and blood, humanoids like him, but they're gigantic in size. They have advanced technology with these wing type contraptions that allow them to fly. But the center of their culture is this substance called Vril. And the Vril is a light source in the underworld. They use it as, a light source to illuminate the cavernous systems and stuff down there. They use it as a source of power. The person who wrote the book, as he's writing it in first person, he says that, he got to know these tribes of people that are down inside of the earth, and they take baths in this substance called Vril, which reminded me of like all of the Greco-Roman bathhouses and how they had all these strange bathhouses all over the place that are being discovered and dug up and stuff. Which I connect to this inner earth energy that seeps up through the earth and rises to the surface from time to time during these shifts, these cataclysmic shifts that we go through. But anyways, he goes down there and he learns that they use this subterranean energy that they call Vril. They can use it. They harness it. They can put it in these staves that they can lengthen or shorten into like wands or walking sticks or staves or whatever. They can use it to destroy. They can use it as a weapon if they wanted to. And they said that if they give one of these staffs to one of their children, they could decimate an entire human population city easily just by themselves, a child. But they can also use it for healing as well, and they do. And they take these baths in the Vril and they use it to heal. They use it for telepathic reasons and stuff. But there's a strong inner earth connection to the substance, and a strong substance to it being life-giving energy too. I'll share my screen one more time just to I won't share my screen. I'll just talk because I've got too much stuff pulled up here. But there's the Vril is also connected to the Chinese qi or chi. Most people call it chi, but it's more of a guttural sound like a he. It's related to prana, right? The Hindu prana, etc. Latin anima. Oftentimes it's referred to as a breath or a vital force or a vital living breath within, the human body and animals and things like that. Islamic, it's called ruh. In Greek, it's pneuma. In Chinese, it's ki or chi. Polynesian, mana. Orinda in Armenian. The Germans call it Od sometimes, and then in Hebrew it's Ruach. So it's a subtle life force energy typically, or there's relations to it. Also in German, sometimes they refer to it as Geist, which is related to the word ghost, right? And it's something that permeates not just the body physically, but the mind as well. And it's associated with intellect. It's also like chi is where we get the word hi. Like when you say hi to somebody, it's literally wishing someone strength, because that's what it means. Like in Hebrew, they would say chaim or lachaim when they make a toast. You know what I mean? They say to life, lachaim, which is just a pluralized version of chi, basically. So it's basically, there's strong correlations. And earlier, Tommy, can you throw that rune back up on the screen? You got that rune. It looks like the letter. It looks like a
There's
Jesus.
two of them. There's the one.
There's that one. It looks like it's got two legs at the bottom, and then it goes up into a diamond shape at the top.
Oh,
yeah, there you go. So that's the Jesus fish. That's very popular in our pop culture, right? Which is a symbol of life. It's the life force. That's also the symbol for the Nomo gods, the part fish, part human.
Dagon.
Yeah, Dagon, the Nomo. Enki is also related because Enki is the water bearer of the Anunnaki, has got fish flowing out of him.
Yeah, my boy from Untold Libraries, I'm about to interview him. He's phenomenal, man, on YouTube. He just did a video on the Nomo, and it was mind-boggling. But yeah, the Catholic Church, they worship these entities, right? These aquatic entities that Gordy Rose, when he was creating the first D-Way, well, I think it was like the second one, the 128, the 128, whatever that is, gigabytes, terabytes, whatever them damn quantum computers is using. But it was that one that came out. He said they were summoning them Lovecraftian ancient ones. That's what I believe he's talking about. And I think they're interdimensional entities. They talk about Nibiru really being this dimension and being Dimension X, right? Now, I was watching Ninja Turtles the other night, guys, the original Ninja Turtles from 1987.
With Krang?
Dude, that's all they talk about is Dimension X in there.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, that's what Krang wants to do. He's the space brain, Krang the space brain, and he wants to open up the portal to allow Dimension X to basically take over the modern world.
Yes,
and to allow all those creatures in.
Yeah, that's what they're doing, dude. So, I mean, they're using CERN to try to merge these two timelines, I believe. And, why, like in Stranger Things, the upside down, this parallel dimension. And that's why, bro, I think we're seeing two suns now in the sky because, whenever they're not covering the other one up, right? Because we know they like to cover one up. One looks like a damn sun simulator, looks fake as hell. I don't know what they got going on up there, but it ain't normal. And over on truthfultv.com, the links are down in the description. I do personal decodes, readings, and I do dream interpretations. The dream interpretations, the number one dream that everybody's having is these two suns up in the sky. One's like blood red and the other's bright blue, a bluish sun, and it's causing global cataclysms, tsunamis, tidal waves. So I think we're seeing this other sun because they're the merging of them two dimensions, the two realities are starting to come together. That's what I really believe with all my heart.
And the red sun would represent Nibiru or Dimension X. That also, in my plasma apocalypse perspective, represents going into the next shift or the next age when our world changes and it goes back to a fantasy-like place where that Vril comes up out of the earth actually and fills our atmosphere, electrically charging things and allowing things for that we consider fantasy, like magic and mysticism and stuff and spells and runes and all of that stuff to become a very real part of our existence. And then the blue sun, that represents the sun. Like the picture of the sun you just showed a minute ago, that bad boy is blue. Like it's white with blue inside of it, dude. It ain't red. It ain't yellow. It's not orange. It's no kind of sun color that we used to be familiar with. It's going through a color spectrum shift. So there's the blue sun apocalypse, which is represented by the Hopi blue star Kachina. Yep.
Yeah.
And then there's the red sun, which harkens back to the ancient times and the old ways, the antediluvian time that we've mostly forgotten about.
And this real energy is about to be popping off during this event. You know, I tell people all the time, with the jabs, I really believe that there's that nanotechnology in there was to block certain, because they tell us we got junk DNA, right? But certain people have angelic DNA. And the sun, the real sun, is reinstating that, activating that alleged junk DNA, which is giving certain people abilities like telekinesis and telepathy, and it's going to get crazier and crazier. So, you know, they want to achieve this through technology, merging with technology, but you don't have to. You can achieve it organically. I mean, we were so much more amazing than we are now. You know, we were living hundreds of years. We had psychic capabilities at one time. We were much stronger, but they weakened our life or shortened our lifespan, weakened us. It's crazy what they've done to us, dumbed us down. They're feeding us poison in our food. Dude, you can't even buy cereal no more, guys, without it having bioengineered additives in it. Like the only cereal, because I'm a huge cereal dude, and the only cereal, General Mills, don't buy that. Post, don't buy it. All bioengineered. I'll read exactly what it tells you. But Kellogg's don't have it. Kellogg's doesn't have it.
Yeah, they also put insects in it now.
My damn cinnamon toast crunch got it. I was salty. I'm not eating this no more.
I mean, Kellogg was one of the original American, I don't even want to say the word, but the people that wanted to get rid of other people. Kellogg was part of that original movement.
Hey, shout out to them, because at least they're not hitting me with bioengineered products in their food.
I mean, that was their thing, man. It was all about being pure.
Yeah, but there's bioengineered products in almost all the cereals. They're desensitizing us, you know, dumbing us down, feminizing. They don't want no alpha males no more. That ain't allowed, right?
Yeah,
can't do that.
I get suspicious if anything's got more than like 5 ingredients. You know what I mean? If it's not soup or something that's supposed to have a lot of ingredients because you're putting stuff in it together, like it shouldn't have that many ingredients. Soap, cereal, all of it.
No, another really cool thing about cereal, man, is that, you know how you ever seen the videos where they'll like grind it into a powder and they'll take a magnet and they'll pull out like little bits of iron and stuff.
Yeah, I did that.
So that, you know what I'm talking about, Jay?
Yeah.
So that concept of fortifying cereal with iron, that's also known as orthomolecular medicine. But the guy behind that was Dr. Abram Hoffer. And I'm not even going to say this word, but Dr. Abram Hoffer is also basically the only one that went heads deep into this little thing called Vril oxide. His name is on all those papers. He was the leading researcher into Vril oxide. He also coincidentally happens to be solely responsible for being the guy that like put iron in everybody's cereal.
Yeah, so guys, if you don't know what Vril oxide is, go on occultdecode.com. And my boy Paranoid American built that site, occultdecode.com.
New and improved too. There's new stuff getting added this week to the website.
Yeah, and we're gonna be coming out with some new updated shit on the calculator too. There'll probably be a membership part of it.
Yeah. We'll have runes. We're gonna have a periodic table, and then the next big thing I got in mind are word lists. So if you've got like certain phrases or certain topics that you're constantly cross-referencing, it'll just automatically, whatever you type in, it'll look through all your lists first and give you like your top results. So there's a bunch of stuff we've got planned.
Dude, it's so crazy how you set the Gematria calculator up to where like it saves everything. Like, you know, the other one, I don't think his was doing that, but
No, they weren't. I poked around a little bit in the back of the storehouse and all the other competition. I saw what they were doing, and we're doing it better now.
Yeah, we're doing it better. So we're coming out with all kinds of cool stuff, man. And occultdecode.com, there's a date calculator on there. Of course, the same Gematria calculator that's on truthmafia.com and truthfultv.com. That's embedded through Occult Decode. That's my boy Paranoid Americans. It's over on Ani's website. So anybody can take that technology and embed it. It's pretty cool, man. And yeah, there are a lot of cool things coming, and that'll be paranoidamerican.com. Check that out too as well. But yeah, we got to get into this runes, man. So what do you guys know about runic magic?
I mean, I'm ready to get deep. I think that it gets a little bit spicy, man. Just like you were saying, if you really want to talk about like the occult versions of runes, you got to talk about World War II Germany. And there's no easy way to beat around that. We're not going to say names or specific political parties, but I think people get what we're talking about.
Yeah, they get it. No, you got to say the German. Yeah, because it's part of it. They were really deep in this, right? And you have the Norse runic magic, and then you have a German form of it. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. They say through this this is how they were speaking to Odin and the different gods, right? Through this runic magic. Like you have these different ruins. And I'm gonna butcher these names, guys. The Fu, Fehu, the sending ruin. So when two individuals synchronize their psychic abilities, we may develop a form of communication we refer to as telepathy or ESP. When this happens, one person is a sender and the other person is the receiver. Telepathic communication can happen between two or more living individuals or between the living and the deceased. I don't know about that. I ain't talking to no dead people, but it can manifest itself in visions, thoughts, voice, hypnotic states, and trances, emotional sensations, illnesses, psychic messages, and automatic writing. That's another thing the automatic writing, I don't trust it because it seems like some type of entity comes in you and takes you over with that automatic writing shit. You guys ever look into that?
Yeah. I mean, I've studied it. I don't practice it or anything. It's automatic writing. It tends to be used as a tool for people to be able to like tap into, other spiritual energies or their own spiritual energy. But I personally have found that if you're already spiritually amplified or strong, that there's certain tools you can already just bypass. You don't need to try to practice them in order to get better. Plus, on top of it, as with many things like Ouija boards and automatic writing and whatnot, trying to find ghosts and going for ghost hunts and stuff, even just going to the spirit world in different forms and ways. If you don't have, if a person does not have training, and they don't have an amplified spirit already, so that these things come to them naturally and they have natural abilities, they're likely to get lost, and you can lose your mind. You can lose your mind in these other realms and other states of existence. You can become easily possessed. It's very dangerous.
Yeah.
If you don't know what you're doing, you know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah. You got to be careful, man. It's like anything. You got to know what you're doing because you can play with the wrong entities. And it's like sigil magic. You got people just playing with that now. And it's actually a very powerful form of magic, or really the one I see a lot of people playing with that they shouldn't play with. And I'm not saying any of these things are evil. I don't look at them like that. Water, shout out to Waters Above. He did a podcast with Donut today. They did a phenomenal job. Check out the new podcast Donut and Waters did. It was really good. But he talks about that, how you when you look at things as good or bad, it kind of closes you off to so much. You're looking at it from a closed-minded perspective. So I just like to look at the information, and that's what I'm into. Figuring out. I don't really because I don't believe everything they tell us is evil, bro. I don't believe astrology is evil. I don't believe numerology is evil. It was created by source. So how is it evil? You know, I think it's intent.
Yeah, good way of putting it. I like that. There's the biblical example too. In the Old Testament, they had the high priest of Yahweh. He was the only one who was allowed to use divination. He had these runes, basically. They were rocks called the Umum and the Tumum, and they were rocks that were said to glow, and he would cast them out and read them and divine, you know, what the will of God was, or, you know, he would get advice or whatever. But he was the only one that was allowed to do that under supervision. Everyone else was like, stay away from this. You don't, you know, you're not schooled in this. But
Yeah,
that's what these are. These are basically forms of divination. They're also forms of spells, and spells are just carving out energetic pathways, just like how we use microchips and stuff in modern technology. But that's external. You know what I mean? And using runes and spellcraft and these types of things, these are learning to read nature, or you could say God or goddesses, or however, you know, everyone has their own perspective on it. But like all these runes, if you look at them, they feel to me like they're connected. Like every single one of these is all connected because they're pathways and their frequencies. It's just that we've sectioned them off because each pathway and each frequency represents a certain energy or a certain frequency.
Vortexes, like they're portals too, you know, just like our chakras.
Right.
Are these energy vortices, these, and the earth has these same vortexes, right? These same energy portals, which are called dragon lines or these ley lines. Our body has them. It's paranoid. You had something on.
Well, I like first what Jay was kind of relaying about these runes is like microchips and sort of pathways on a circuit board. That's a great analogy, because I guess the way that I never thought of it that way, but I think of it in almost an identical way, but in like NLP terms, right? Imagine that for the sake of the convenience, imagine every letter in the alphabet, the English alphabet, is a rune, because it is, because they're all based on these sort of symbols that mean deeper things. But imagine if you were able to put yourself into a different mental state for every single letter. So like every time you get happy, you imagine the letter A, and every time you get angry, you imagine letter B, and every time you get sad, the letter C, and so on, until you've got a very specific feeling for every different letter. And once you get through like the basic building blocks of emotions, you start to get into feelings like inquisitiveness or suspicion, or almost like a flow state. And once you identify those particular and individual like states of being, and you can almost assign them, like anchor them to a certain letter or a shape, that's kind of what runes did, but with way more intention. Like now when we use letters, it's so utilitarian, right? We put it on the paper, it makes a phonetic noise, you use it to convey information, the end. But runes, it was almost like all of that was built into it. So when you would see a certain rune, you would have like evoke a certain feeling. It would tell a story almost,
Right.
and you would start relating to it. And if you can do that when you've got this cast of like 26 different characters, right? You can very easily, how Jay was describing these pathways, where you start on one and you can kind of just like organically and intuitively like branch all the way through it. And it's so much faster than sitting down and actually reading letters out phonetically. Like this is a next level of speed reading, because speed reading is what happens when you're able to stop the internal dialogue. Like you no longer hear the words in your head, and then you can read like 10 times faster. And this is like an enhanced version of that, where no longer do you even need to necessarily like understand the words. You can almost like feel them as if you're just like watching a map and you know exactly where all the paths go. So that's kind of, I guess, that meme of like, look what they took from us, look what we lost. Part of that is just being able to understand information at like a much faster pace than we do now. And I think runes are a big part of that.
Yeah, it's fascinating, right? It's definitely very fascinating, to say the least. And a lot of them too symbolize things in today, like the one that looks like a bee, the Nordic bee, which is the symbol we have for Bluetooth. And that ruin comes from this Viking king. You know which one I'm talking about, Paranoid?
Yeah. Harold Blue or something, Bluetooth.
Harold Bluetooth. Or is that, wait, is that his name?
I think it's the combination of two different runes together, I believe.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see here. I think I got a slide with him. 1 second. Let me see if it'll let me upload this. Yeah, I think that was his name. Right there. That ruin. Turns out Bluetooth is named after a 10th century Scandinavian king named Harald Bluetooth, who peacefully united Norway. He's the one that brought the Vikings under Christianity. So of course they're like, okay, we got him now. We're gonna, we're gonna love this guy. But yeah, that's the mixture of them two ruins, right? Which is our Bluetooth logo. Ain't that crazy?
They also mean something very specific.
It's kind of like that computers and all this type of technology is some form of magic, right? That and what's that saying? Paranoid. You can't tell the difference between really advanced technology and magic. It's like one and the same, right?
Yeah, it's like any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic, and I think it's one of Arthur C. Clarke's laws. I might be wrong on that one.
You want me to add your thing to the screen?
Hey, that Bluetooth symbol too. I see a lot of picture form when I look at the ancient glyphs and stuff. There's the 8-pointed star, clearly, right? Is one of them, and then the other one to me looks like tents, like the ancient symbol for tents. If you turn it sideways, so it's like the power of the 8-pointed star in the house or in a tent.
Yeah, you were right. He was the one that introduced Christianity to Denmark in
Yeah, I
particular.
thought
Harold
so.
Bluetooth.
Yeah, they loved him because he sold his people out so they could
And
start.
I wanted to just say, like, when it comes to like the evil versus bad, like this is probably one of the deepest rabbit holes I've found. This is called Fundamentals of Hyperborean Wisdom, Nimrod de Rosario, and this guy founded his own little cult called the Order of the Thyroidal Knights of the Argentine Republic. And this right
you
here
scared
is
me with that, bro.
yeah, I know. No, it's not what you think it is.
I
It
know.
looks like it.
This is Tyre and this is Odin. That's what these two stand for. Tyre,
Oh.
and Odin.
Oh yeah,
And this,
and
I mean,
Thor.
I'm not going to get into like the super weeds on this. I mean, to scare you, no, it's totally legit. But there's this diagram that talks about exactly all of like the simulation theory and everything from beginning to end, and it describes it here as this like internal gaze and an external gaze. And I'm still trying to understand this myself, so I'm not a foreknown expert. A bunch of people have been sending me this. So my understanding is that in the normal state of spirit, everyone has a gaze, and I guess I'm interpreting gaze as like what you put your focus and your energy into. So in a normal spirit, the gaze comes together as everyone approaches this center, this singularity, which is kind of representative of God. If you want to personify it, that would be God. Everyone putting their energy and focus towards God. And as everyone does that, it also means that you're all getting closer together and you're all sort of like pooling your energy into one thing. But what we've got now is this reverted spirit, and it's described elsewhere as like the Gnostic gaze. And essentially what it means is that every person is looking outward at some other direction. So what happens is that everyone's energy and focus becomes isolated and is far apart from everything else. If you imagine these lines keep on going for infinity, at a certain point, they're so far from each other compared to where they started, right? So this is sort of the whole premise of what we're talking about, like why people don't talk about runes and everything else that's kind of like spiritual and all gets scientific, because it changes from this normal spirit where everyone's pooling all their focus on one thing to this reverted spirit or this inverted gaze, I think it's been described as. And this is essentially like everyone going off and doing their own thing and making it so much easier. And then this energy that's leaving the system, instead of staying in the system and getting pooled, now it's free to be used by these like outside entities. And then I think that this is kind of either the Vril energy is either this energy we're seeing here leaving, or the Vril energy is some sort of a like a transmutation process that happens outside the system, like some external forces. Because elsewhere in this, which I'm not going to get into, but it shows how this energy is used. to then create like a whole matrix, which would essentially create this simulation theory that we're talking about.
I see a few different things in those two diagrams. One is male and female, the inward female energy on the left, which creates life, and then the outward, and then you also have unity versus separation, right? Division on the right, where everything separates outward and creates the illusion of division, and then unity on the inside. And these are also represented within the human spirit body too. Both of those exist. It's just that, it depends on which one is amplified within us, or if we're balanced, or if we focus on one or the other. And then what's that guy's name that wrote this? I think that's a pen name.
It is Nimrod de Rosario. I looked it up. He's actual
of the rose.
Got a real name.
That's what that means. Of the rose, Rosario, and then Nimrod means the surviving beam or rod, etc. The rod of the rose, or the column of the rose.
So this is where it starts getting extra spicy. I checked; it doesn't have any banned words or names, but man, right at the top, bro, it's kind of coming out of the gate. But this book actually states that the Jehovah of the Bible is the same as Satan, and that all of this energy is essentially being harvested by this Jehovah Satan entity,
Demiurge,
and that the way to get out of it is to invert.
He is y'all the Bayoth. Sorry.
This is crazy. I mean, to me, this is like one of the deepest and craziest rabbit holes. I haven't gone all the way down there. The only reason I'm even bringing this up is because Tommy was like, let's do runes. And I was like, man, I remember this in particular coming up more than a few times whenever like rune magic got involved. I pre-censored this one for you, Tommy. Okay. But here, I don't know how to zoom in on this particular one. But it basically is showing this like a double Ouroboros, and it's describing this top one as the outer labyrinth and the one on the bottom as this inner labyrinth. And there's even this like double strand helix that goes from the top to the bottom. And it mentions that this little cross point where the two different Ouroboroses meet is called the spiral staircase, and this sacred S, that's the actual shape that it creates. And that this is sort of this major archetype, and that you can bounce between these two different states of being, essentially. So you've got victory and will that you're constantly bouncing between. So again, I don't understand all of this fully. I've been absorbing this for the last couple of years as people have been sending it to me, but this is like a really deep rabbit hole.
Yeah, no, I understand what he's talking about. And shout out to that dude, bro, because that was one of your followers that sent you that, right?
Yeah, I don't want to mention him by name unless I get his permission first. But if he's down, I'll have him come on and explain some of this stuff in detail.
Yeah, it's fascinating. He definitely knows what he's talking about, and he's amazing at putting it in a graph so you can kind of understand it.
He sent me these too. So apparently this was at a museum that he had gone by. So hopefully I'm not outing him too much. But yeah, this is like a big limestone, and look at these runes that are like carved deep into it. And then here's the actual key for some of the different runes that were inscribed into this stone here. And then here's that dude, Jay, if you care, here's that Nimrod Rosario. It's actually Luis Felipe Ciris Moyano Roca. Super long ass name.
Wow. He named himself Nimrod of Rosario. Look
at this. In late 73, he traveled to Antarctica. So like this dude is definitely either lying about his background or he's into some like real deep info.
There's initiations that happen in Antarctica and rituals and things of that. It's a magic place because there's so much energy around, the firmament and the edge of the world.
This Vril energy, right? And with them sending runes, how we were talking about, they got the Fayu, the sending rune, and the Anzu, the receiving rune. So the receiving rune is this one, guys. That's the receiving rune. The sending rune is used to send messages, images, or energies. The Fu is the rune of mobile power, fire, or energy. So a lot of them are used too. I wonder which one was used. I need to look to contact Odin. Was it the sending one? Hold on, let me see here. The power of the magic runes in Norse myth. Along the trunk of the tree of life of Yggdrasil sits the Neurons, the all living the 9 realms, including the Norse god of Asgard in the tree.
Yeah.
There are runic inceptions with magical powers that the I think I'm butchering that, Norns, use in determining the fate of a man and God. After noticing the runes, Odin decides to learn of their magic power and use it for his own. So Odin hangs himself by the branches of the Yggdrasil. Did I pronounce that right? The tree.
I say Yggdrasil, but you could pronounce it however you want, really.
Pierces himself with the spear. So that's like the same as the story of Jesus, right?
Yes.
He pierces himself with the spear. He hangs from the tree for 9 days, and that's why he takes his eyeball out too, guys.
Right.
So he can get this knowledge, right? And it's kind of crazy, bro. Let me make sure this is on full screen. All right. It's kind of crazy with Norse mythology and how Loki, how Loki, they got Loki tied up right now, right? He's tied up in his cave, and they tied him up with, I think, the intestines of his child or something. But he comes out in the end days of Ragnarok.
Yes.
Which literally sounds like this plasma apocalypse thing.
It is.
I mean, it's crazy how it all, you find out, wow, that's like the same story as Christianity. And then you find these older stories that are origins and how it all just got mixed together. To me, it's fascinating.
Hey, can you pull up a picture of the Norse cosmology? Like the Norse, if you type in Norse cosmology, it'll show you what they thought the world looked like. And you can see representations of all of these Norse gods in the world as they drew it. Loki, Thor, and Odin, they're all there.
It said,
look
at this real quick, on the 9th day. So that 9 number, this is a very powerful number. And guys, I figured something out with life path numbers. I'm telling you right now. So on these readings that I've been doing, and the link is down in the description, truthfultv.com. If you're over there and you got one of these readings, I do your life path number, right? So with like me and Paranoid American, we're life path 3. And I believe there's these reincarnation cycles. You come back 6 times as a male, 6 times as a female. That's one cycle. Then, so if you're life path 3, you've had 3 of them cycles, which means you've had 36 incarnations, right?
What if you transition in the middle of one of those? Do you get to like knock 2 out at once?
I don't know. I don't know how that works. I'm just doing the math of it. But old souls is 36. And in Judaism, they believe there are 36 righteous people born in every generation that saved the world. And that's why Neo code is 36. But then the other number connected to the Neo code is the Neo code, which is 50. So them are the 2 numbers connected to that code. But if you're life path 9, this is your last cycle. Now you still might have 6. So you're in your 9th cycle, right? But you still might have like 6 as a male, 6 as a female, and then boom, you're done. So that could still be 12 more reincarnations before you're up out of here. So Paranoid, me and you are on our 36th reincarnation, bro. Our 36. Jay, what is your life path number? I think I did it before. I know
6.
Are you a 6?
I believe so.
I don't remember if you were a 6 or not, but I remember
doing. Is that good or bad?
6 is good. There's no such thing as good or bad numbers. I tell people this all the time. People's always like, is that good or bad? But it's not about that. It's about intent, but behind what you use a number for. But every number has positive and negative aspects to it, right? Like a life path 3, we're very artistic, we're good speakers. People that are life path 3s, that's like the most famous life path. Them people usually are people that create content or actors, stuff like that for a living. And then you get into a person's destiny cards, which is very fascinating. Like JayDreamerZ, you're a 4 of diamonds. That's your destiny card, which has to do with it's kind of like got to do with your morals and stuff like that. Mine is the 10 of diamonds. Oops, I didn't mean to put that up there. Mine's the 10 of diamonds, which is the fortune and blessing card. So mine's like the luckiest card in the deck, which is really connected to money. You know, anytime I've ever needed money, I've been able to manifest it out of nowhere. And then Donut is the queen of clubs. Me and Donut are sister cards to each other. So we were meant to be best friends. And then Donut
we definitely got to add this to the site.
Oh, yeah. Donut is a 9. He's a 9 life path. And his birth cards in the tarot deck, he's the moon and the hermit, which all in life path 9s. If you're a first player character, then you're going to line up with that. The moon and the hermit, which it doesn't matter if you don't believe in it. It's all interconnected. So you don't have to believe in it for that code to be attached to you. It's still there, regardless if you believe it or not. But here's the different ones, like January. Mine's the 17th. So see, I'm the 10 of diamonds right there. Bomb. And what's yours, Paranoid?
Let's see. May 22nd. 8. No. 10 of clubs.
Yep. 10 of clubs. I don't know what the PRC one is because
what's BC and PRC?
I don't know. I've always done it by this BC one, so I'll have to look into this PRC more. It could just be another variation of it, but I use the BC, and I know Logan does too, because that's the format that I'm hip to. But people are always coming up with their own formats. You know what I'm saying? And then there's one call. Okay, so like all the cards.
It says BC is birth card, and PRC means planetary ruling card. So you got a birth card, and you got a planetary ruling card.
There you go. So my birth card would be the 10 of diamonds. That's mine. And then I never get into the planetary ruling cards. I'm just all about the birth cards. I'm going to start looking into the planetary ruling card. So mine would be the 5 of hearts then, which is interesting. I never knew that. I got to look into that. That's fascinating. Where'd you find that at, Paranoid?
I just did a quick Google search of, BC, PRC, planetary alignment or something, and it was like Google Auto told me. It might be lying to me, but it sounds right.
I think that's right. But yeah, like Logan I never heard Logan talk about the PRC cards either. So because I learned about the destiny cards from Logan, and that got me decoding on a whole nother level. Like when we see these staged events happening on certain days, you go, look, what is the card connected to that day? And then you read about the card and you'll see why they're doing these rituals on certain days, under certain astrological alignments, on certain ley lines, making all the numbers add up. It's some form of magic that's going on there, some type of alchemy where they're bending and manipulating reality to their will.
Yeah.
And shout out to my boy Juan, because he's coming. I booked Juan, Paranoid. I booked him.
Well, it's hard to get him down and to be booked, man.
Yeah, me and Juan ain't done a podcast in probably a year. So we're going to be podcasting Friday, I think at 5 p.m. We're going to get into some alchemy, me and little Juan. That's my dude there. But
hey, you guys ever see that movie, The Nines, with Ryan Reynolds?
Oh, it sounds familiar, but I'd have to see like a poster.
Yo, Tommy, check that one out when you can, because I recommended Identity to you the other day. I don't know if you watched that one.
No, I
but
didn't. I forgot as soon as I
you'll
got
enjoy
off.
it. Identity and the Nines. Check out both of those, and it's gonna blow your mind.
Yo,
Like they're
I'll add
deep.
them right now to conspiracycinema.com.
Yeah,
Okay.
Adam.
Guys,
That's the
I
whole
gotta
point
take
of that
off.
site is to keep track of all the movies that we want to watch.
Okay, Jay. Thank you for
Yeah, I'm gonna go
coming
pick
on.
up my son from school. I'm gonna keep on allowing. I'm streaming to my channel too, but I'll just remove my camera or whatever, so you guys can keep on talking. Everyone can keep enjoying the show.
Yeah, we got 800 people in here the whole time. So that ain't too shabby. Shout out to all Jay's people. Thanks for coming and hanging out. And Jay, yeah, we'll do one. What's that name of that movie again? So I can watch it tonight.
Identity and the Nines.
Identity, and then me and you got to do damn it, what was it? Ready Player One.
I'm deaf. Oh my god, that movie's so deep, dude. We do a 3-part series on Ready Player One. Like, there's so much in there.
To Ready Player One.
I read the book a few times and seen the movie like 10 times, so I'm all about it.
Oh yeah, we can do that one, dude.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. But yeah,
I'm
thanks.
adding all 3 right now to conspiracycinema.com.
Is that one up and running? Conspiracycinema.com?
It's up right now. Yeah, you can pull it up. Basically, all it is right now is just going to be a list of all the movies that any one of us
put a link in the
has
chat.
watched. How do I join?
I'm gonna take off. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for inviting me.
All right,
see you,
buddy.
man.
Thanks, Jay.
Let's see.
We'll just remove this from stage. Yeah, man. The thing you sent me on Conspiracy Cinema looked tight. It looked tight. I liked it. Once you put it
says
in
my comments are failing to post.
In the chat?
Yeah.
In the private chat?
Oh no, I posted it in like the regular comments. I'll do it in the private chat.
Oh yeah. They're probably pulling some crazy stuff on you. Dude, I'm smoking some Louis 13 dab.
Oh man, not to get too much on a tangent, that is my number 1 all-time favorite. Hands
is
down.
it? Dude, me too. I'm a diehard
13.
Louis 13er.
We don't get it in Florida, but I know it's out there.
Oh, I got it all day. Hit me on. We'll talk all day long. Here, let's see, guys. This is conspiracycinema.com. I was going to buy it, and then I let Paranoid buy it. So,
I'll do you right. I'll do everyone proud. Like right now, it's going to just link to all the different movies we've watched. So all the ones that are in this big list are ones that we've done decodes on, and then everything under it are all the movies that Jay or someone brings up on a podcast. I'll add it to this list, and as you can see, the list is huge now. So we'll probably have some kind of a way for people to vote and like vote your favorite movie or the one you want us to watch to the top of the list. But every one of these is worth a deep dive.
Oh yeah, and we should. We could do like the unedited version where we could share clips of the movie and do it.
I found a way to do that, man. Donut, shout out to Donut, man. So there's a way in StreamYard to go live and do a live stream, and it doesn't go through your account; it goes through the StreamYard account. So they take the brunt; they'll be your shield for the outside world, and basically, there's no strikes against you. There's strikes against them.
For real?
Yeah, that's at least Donut and I, we watched the first half of a full movie. Like we streamed the whole thing. We would pause it and talk, but then we would just go and play and just let the whole movie play out live. And that way we had audience feedback, everything.
See, this is what I like about you, Paranoid. You're like me, bro. You promote everyone. And that shout out to Logan. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what the Truth Mafia is for, to promote everybody. I do that too, but some people don't do it. Some people get a lot of promotion and forget to promote others. But it's cool,
Yeah, everyone. That hopefully that little sidebar of links will keep growing as more people do decodes with us. So every time someone jumps on, I add them. I'm hoping. I mean, we already got a confirmation that we're going to do a full breakdown of the Back to the Future series with my friend David Charles Plate, and maybe even one of the other people that was behind Sorry Cassandra. And you've brought that up a few times, but Sorry Cassandra is like a 9-hour documentary about how Back to the Future predicted 9/11, and it went viral like 10 years ago or something, but it's
Yeah, it's
still
so
just as deep.
phenomenal. A matter of fact, guys, it's on my Facebook. If you're on my big Facebook, I took like the best highlights of that. And unfortunately, when I made this video, I didn't know who the guy was because it was just going viral and nobody was ever linking him, right? So then I find out that it's Paranoid American's boy, but he's phenomenal. It's over on my Truth Mafia one. But Paranoid, you see, I'm up to 204K right now, bro.
We can keep pumping that. We need that to be 10x. We need 2 mil.
Yeah. I'm going hard over here. The videos are really, I owe that all to my people though, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. And like all the videos that I upload, they usually do 100,000 to 500,000, just depends. You know what I'm saying? Like I did this one. When was this one? 2 weeks ago, 371K. So I got a lot of them at that now, 365K. Bunch of them. Them formats really work. People like the shorter videos. Maybe their attention span is low. I don't know.
Did you see my new He-Man video? It's just in there. It's like 18-20 minutes long.
Oh, for real, dude? I did this He-Man one. Did you see mine?
I intentionally didn't see that yet, just because I wanted to make sure that my take was like, completely untainted. But what I want to do is have you watch mine, I'll watch yours, and then we just do a live about He-Man.
Oh yeah, dude, because they call it the techno virus in He-Man, and it gets the nanobots take you over, you start coughing, and then it controls your mind. I mean, what?
That's that smart dust.
Oh yeah, that's black goo. That's
Which, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is that, I mean, in me and yours mind, nanotechnology and smart dust and black goo is kind of all interchangeable.
Yep, it really is. It really is all interchangeable. But yeah, that video, if you guys scroll down over here, it's probably way down because I did it forever ago. But it's about Back to the Future in 9/11, and it is so fascinating. What's your boy's name again, Paranoid?
David Charles Play, and he was just involved with the making of it. It was actually a group. It was like a group project between a bunch of different people. So he helped do a lot of the video editing aspect of it. And the full name of it, it's a mouthful. It's called "Sorry Cassandra, I Misunderstood. Everything Predicts 9/11." That's the full name of it, and you can watch it in a few different places.
Speaking of Vril, remember in the fall of the House of Usher, bro, that I did an amazing blog on this movie, guys. If you haven't watched mine and Paranoid's one on the fall of the House of Usher, it's over on truthmafia.com. Check it out because I write the blogs to it too. Or you can watch it on Paranoid's conspiracycinema.com. If you want
Actually, I don't even know if I posted that one. I forgot all about this one. I'm gonna have to add it.
Dude, this one's so great because remember, this guy right here, he went to he was on that cruise, and he said that when she was talking to him, she said, "I came up from under the ice to see you." When he was young, and they spent all these billions to go on this cruise around the world, and she was some type of a real entity from inner Earth. People didn't pick up on that though, but she was clearly dropping them signals throughout the thing. She was some type of entity, and you could see her eyes were slitted in several scenes.
I'm
but
picking that now, man. Yes, I mean, and what we were just reading earlier about that one dude that had been to Antarctica. It seems that everyone that goes to Antarctica, there seems to be a huge overlap of people that are also interested in Vril and like Thule Society, right? The Germans, all these other like Gnostic sort of socialists, they all end up being fascinated by that, and also Tibet. And I want to throw this out before we even forget that our breakdown of Stranger Things, and Jay's been doing a whole series on Stranger Things, but one of the later books in the Montauk series, which is where some of the Stranger Things was inspired by Peter Moon and Preston Nichols, I believe. And in the later books by Peter Moon, one of them is entirely about this Tibetan / German connection. It's not called German, but I'm not going to say the word. And that this is essentially a connection between Stranger Things, Montauk Project, and Vril energy, like a direct connection.
Wow. That's fascinating. Yeah, I'm so into that, dude. I think there's something definitely going on down there in Inner Earth with these Vril. And what are they? Are they humanoids? Are they giants? Are they what we think the Nephilim is? Did the Watchers create them? It's very fascinating. Now remember, guys, we're coming up to this time period where I told you it's going to get real. And I said this when I did this blog, right, which was forever ago when the Fall of the House of Usher came out. I said from the time period starting March 22nd through May Day and April 19th through 5/1, that's called the 13 days of preparation going into Beltane. We're going to have major events, and I'm talking probably gun-related events, stage type shit. That's what they got planned. And this March 22nd day, 322 day, is very important because that's the day the Georgia Guidestones was erected. And then they blew them up. So, there was no evidence showing that they want to get the population down to 500 million in perpetual harmony with nature. And that Fall of the House of Usher released October 12th of 2023. So what was I looking at here? 10/12 of 2023 to 5/1 is 203 days. Wow, bro. And guess what my address is at my new place, Paranoid 203.
Again, I have to ask the question, even though I know the answer. But is that good or bad?
There's no good or bad to it. You know what I'm saying? There's good things to the number 203 and there's bad things.
Right. So I mean, now that I've worked on this Gematria calculator and I've seen, I think we're over 500,000 calculations now. I did the number check the other day when you asked me because it went down and we fixed it and we got it working again.
Yeah.
But now that I've seen all of these, I can kind of see too that any phrase or any number you come up with, you can come up with 50 phrases that seem really good and 50 phrases that seem really bad.
Yep.
So I guess it's really just what you're looking for. You can kind of find it, and it's more about the connections where you can start to find patterns.
Well, that's why you got to connect dates, brother. Like, you see how I be tracing from certain dates and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
That's another layer to it. And then you get into the the elements on the periodic table. That's another layer. And then the destiny cards and the tarot is another layer. And then I'm going to start mixing ruins up in it because I'm telling you, I'm on all these layers. These people are using this ancient forms of alchemy to manipulate reality, and we have the ability to do it too. But they want to tell you all this stuff is evil. The only thing evil is if you're using it for a negative. If you're casting,
you know what else we could bring into that? I'm just maybe speaking out of turn a little bit here too, but I recently did a show with Matt Rife. I don't know if you know what Royal Rife technology is, where it's like these vortex machines, but he actually has this entire index of frequencies and how certain frequencies affect different parts of the body, different ways that your mind state kind of goes in. And I'm just wondering has anyone tried to link Gematria to frequencies? Like, has anyone pulled up like, okay, this word translate to this number, and then that number as a frequency has these effects on, different objects?
Yeah, I got a whole video on it. A whole video breaking it down, bro. You're 100% right. It is connected to certain frequencies. Each letter out of a word has a number assigned to it. There's different ciphers. Like you got here. Let me show you an example. So you got my favorite cipher is Chaldean, but another really good one is Pi. These two are probably the two of the purest ciphers, I think. And then English ordinal, that's just where A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, and so on, right? So A lot of these people, they'll use like ordinal reduction, reverse reduction, reverse ordinal. I'm not a big fan of that. All them damn ciphers. I think like if you're decoding an event or something, you should stick with one cipher. It's just more pure. And then if you're decoding a person's name, it doesn't really matter about the cipher. You're looking for synchronicities with the numbers, period. You know what I'm saying? Because it's more about the numbers with people. But when you're like, say you want to decode the new Frozen Empire, right? You should stick with this one cipher and probably Chaldean, which was based on 1 through 8. You can also use pi. It's really good for that. Another thing too, like if you're looking for elements on the periodic table, you want to use Chaldean for that. And then that's for when you're looking at the atomic weight of the element. I like to use Latin for the atomic weight. I just found that works really well together. Them two right there. Also, Latin's really good for tracing dates. Like if you got 322 days from an event to another event, then you say, okay, well, let me see what 322 is in Gematria in the Latin cipher, and you'll find a lot of connections there in that. So this 322 day, bro, March 22nd, that's when this new Frozen Empire is coming out. Did you see this, Paranoid?
I'm all about it, man. I'm a sucker for Ghostbusters. Even if they make even the all-girl Ghostbusters, like, I still enjoyed that one. It's probably the worst Ghostbuster movie, but I still loved it.
Me too. I'm down with the Ghostbusters, dude. I
I
like
ain't
all
afraid of
that.
no ghost, dude.
Me neither. I like all that 80s style stuff. You know what I'm saying? It just takes me back to being a kid, the Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters. So somebody is like, "Oh, are they going to use um, the original people?" No, the original people are probably dead, or some of them's probably alive. But no, they're going to use the next generation. Which the last one that came out wasn't bad. Did you see that one with the young kids?
I think
This
it was great. I
I
think it
thought
was
it was
better than
great
not bad.
too.
I think it was great.
Yeah, I thought it was great too, bro. I really did. I'm into all that. And I think a lot of this is real. A lot of these, like Jay Dreams talks about the phantazoids and these entities that come in during the plasma apocalypse. And now the veil is getting thinner, right? They're opening up that portal with CERN, which is a giant alchemical machine. It's a summonsing machine. That's why it literally has these golden or these glass plates in it, which have these like notes on it, these musical notes in every language. And if you look into some ancient spell to summon Zenlil, and when you summon Zenlil, you have to summons him in every language. So I'm like, whoa, maybe that's what CERN is doing. This ancient summoning ritual. It's built on the Temple of Apollo, right? Which is Apolloseum. They talk about Revelations 9:11 releasing Abaddon, aka Apollyon. But I think they're merging these two realities, Dimension X, the Upside Down, what we see in Stranger Things, with our reality here, opening these portals. Well, you might ask why. Well, I think they're trying to harvest energy from that other reality, as well as they're being given technology from these entities that pretty much I think is just lying to them and misleading them, where they're going into DMT meetings and stopping their heart, drowning themselves so they can go and speak to these what they call the machine elves. Which, if you ever done DMT or ayahuasca, you might have ran into one or two. But they
No
say them
comment.
entities are really the archons, right? And that's my favorite theory. That theory that the archons are the ones giving them the technology, and it's technology that allows them to be in a position where they're controlling this phantom matrix that they're creating, and they're creating.
You're on it exactly, man. But I mean, this is a boring version of it, and I'll spice it up and I'll make it short version. But it's less interesting than having like these entities and demons and little clockwork gnomes. But if you imagine that energy is energy, I guess in my opinion, like whether it's your focus or whether it's like expending energy at the gym or whether it's plugging something into the wall socket, it's all the same exact form of energy. It's just derived through different means, right? And what energy is in my mind, if you look at money, even if money is fiat currency is nothing, right? It still represents concentrated energy. It's like little batteries that you pass around. And this is straight out of Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. But if you look at money as being like concentrated energy that you pass around, and then look at where so much energy is being used now. Even Elon Musk had this quote on Twitter where he was like, the amount of carbon being expended to satisfy the limbic system, meaning that so many people are expending all this energy. They're going and they're using their real kinetic energy and their mental energy and their emotional energy at work to then get it paid back in these little certificates of concentrated energy that you can then go put back into the system. But so many people now are putting that into just like the internet, into AI. And every time you go and generate one of these cool memes or songs or anything using this GPUs, it's basically taking that energy and feeding it directly into this huge amorphous blob of like AI and just ever growing tech, right? And if you
Right.
were a clockwork gnome and you wanted to take energy from humans and use it for your own means, it just seems like the perfect pipeline to take human energy and somehow through all this like big Rube Goldberg machine at the very end, it equates to us putting energy into this AI to train it, because at a certain point that AI essentially it does all the things you were talking about, right? If you wanted to know how to pronounce every way of saying God, right? Or if you wanted to summon Enlil and you had to do it in every different language, that
Yeah.
sounds like the perfect job for AI. And if there was some sort of demonic entity that had that as their goal, what better way than to just like have us create these things to solve our problems? But really the end goal is for it to do these things that humans aren't capable of by ourselves.
Right. Yeah, it's fascinating. And that's the whole theory to it. Like there's this AI. Sorry, I hit that King Louis. There's this AI that's went through different realities throughout the multiverse and ate up this organic matter, right? It powers this phantom matrix by eating organic matter like us. And they say the chemtrails they're spraying has this nano goo in it called gray goo, and it literally turn it like reverse. What would you say that is when something it takes something and turns it from organic to artificial? What would that be? That's not reverse engineering, right? But
Well, the chemtrails also have, I think it's called chaff in them, and what it is it disperses radar. So it's like if you use radar, you're basically using like concentrated energy to then bounce back to you. So when they spread chaff in the air, it's almost like a Faraday cage. I think we mentioned this the last time it came up. That blanket that you've got that has like a little mesh of metal in it, right?
yeah,
That
yeah, it's
mesh of
all
metal,
I'm
it's
wearing
made
right now.
specifically to absorb. So it's like if someone wants to beam like a microwave or I don't know what all the technical aspects of it, but if someone wants to project energy at you, it has a much harder time, because the second it hits that mesh, that presents as like the easiest way out. Just like energy and water, they always find the path of least resistance. So if you've got this huge mesh on you, that is always going to be the path of least resistance for any sort of electrical charge. So that's kind of what one version of these quote unquote chemtrails are. It's not chemicals at all. It's little tiny shards of glass and wire and metal, so that you can spray an area and it completely disperses the energy. So in one of those leads that you were talking about, if there was this concept of being able to project energy out or get it to be received from the outside down here, just spraying some of that chaff out in the world would prevent any of that from happening. It basically like a bunch of tiny little mirrors that reflect that energy so it doesn't go on its path that it was intended on.
Yeah, it's not good. Definitely not good. Whatever the hell they're doing with it. They say what's in it is borium and aluminum. Have you heard that? Some people say
Barium and aluminum, which spells BAAL, ball, which is a
yeah,
fun one.
yeah, that is fun. Barium and aluminum is ball, and barium is that 56 too, which is mind controls 56. So it's kind of funny that's connected to element 56, which is all the mind control one. Now, before we go, I have to show you something because Dude, I like to always get deep with you when we go on these crazy topics. So, you know how I was looking into antlers and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, we
Boy,
were talking about True Detective last time.
yeah, dude, it's getting deeper. I've been going down more of a rabbit hole. Guys, you got to watch True Detective. I'm telling you right now, every season, season 1, season 2, season 3 like even talked about season 1, and I updated it and added new videos to it for you guys, so you can go check it out. And in the description right now is the new blog I just did on the 6 most unsettling revelations from Davos. Before we get into the other thing I'm going to tell you about, let me just touch on this real quick. So, did you see the symbolism at Davos, dude?
No,
First,
I wasn't paying. I didn't pay attention. I saw the memes. That's all I saw so far.
we had the shaman, right, doing his little,
Yeah, the little Yoko Ono
yeah,
performance.
yeah. Doing his little magic. But check this out. Look, they're in here. Now, I'm going to see if you notice it. Do you notice anything weird?
Oh,
Well,
I'm gonna have to. I'm squinting right now.
look at the devil right here off to the side.
Okay, yeah. I see him over on the right. So he's like sticking his tongue. Okay, I see where the tongue's going.
Hey, dude, it looks like a dream. The chrome. Look. This is what it is. It's blown up so you can see it. That's what it is.
What does it say? Pest office or post office? Pest
Um,
office.
Pest Office, the
Okay.
National Trust, Cromwell, PG, and then you got this one. Looks like some adrenal right there. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it's weird, dude. They had
Wow,
some,
that was actually on the wall of Davos.
yeah.
Wow. They don't care, man. They really don't care at all. I mean, I can't tell if it's revelation of the method or if it's just like, rubbing a dog's nose in its own excrement to make a point. I
It's
can't tell
right,
anymore.
it's right there, bro. Right there.
You,
Look at
you
that.
ever seen the original Denver airport mural?
Oh yeah, they painted up. They painted over
Yeah,
it.
they've repainted it like 2 or 3 times. I remember seeing that in the late 90s, and it's the same thing where I can't believe it's so apparent and so out in the open.
I know, bro. And they, a big conversation here at Davos was Disease X. They were all on this Disease X
Yeah, I'm
thing.
not even saying those words because I guarantee you in like a year or two, like you're not even allowed to say that phrase. So I'm just
Oh,
gonna
I
call it
know,
like
I know. But
DX
let's
or
but,
something.
but real quick, why we are allowed to say it? Disease X is 27, matching 666, sacrifice, and the V word that I'm not gonna say. So, this is like I Am Legend. Is what I'm thinking in my head. And they've been leading us to a zombie apocalypse, dude. They kept hitting us with that predictive programming over and over again. They
Well,
definitely do.
there's a practical version of this too, where this disease X, where they're gonna run out of names, right? Just like hurricanes, where they start like having to come up with like silly names because they've run through them all. Now, if they can just call everything disease X and just tell you go get the latest, thing to protect you from disease X, then there's just like a very easy one product, one problem, one solution. It just consolidates the whole thing and it makes it so much easier to sell when there's just like one thing to worry about and one solution for that one thing.
Yeah, but guys, no, you're right, 100%. It was like they were making a deal with the devil at this thing, dude. I mean, these people are crazy. They got shamans there. They're non-elected official. Like, who are you? Why are you deciding what happens to us? We did not elect you to do this. You know what I'm saying? It kind of makes me mad, bro. They really like to play us like we're sweet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not feeling it. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. If anybody, any one of these dorks on this panel, if they were my bunkie in prison, let me tell you something. I'd have them cleaning my boxers and holding my pocket on the way to lunch, and I'd be eating their food. Okay, they would keep their head down, not make eye contact with me, and say yes, sir. So I don't know how we let them get away with the stuff they get away with. It blows my mind. It really does, dude. It's time for the alpha males to step up, quit drinking your soy, step up, take some testosterone, and we got to take charge before there is nothing for our children. You know what I'm saying? Well, our kids ain't gonna have nothing, bro. And our grandparents wouldn't have let this go down like this. That's why they didn't do it with our grandparents' generation. So they waited till they dumbed us down and hit us with the fluoride. In 1986, they did the vaccine law. And then you're like, oh, wow, that's a nice law. They're protecting children, the vaccine protection law. No, it's not to protect children. It's to protect the damn vaccine company so you can't sue them.
You ever seen the emblem for the Fabian Society? It's basically this little wolf in sheep's clothing, literally. And that's what this tactic is usually known as, is like a Fabian tactic, where you think in terms of generations. So you don't think about the moves that you're making now and how it plays out in 10 years or 20 years. You're thinking in chunks of 30. Like, how does it play out in 30? How does it play out in 60 years, 90 years? And those are the moves that they're making.
Yes, they are. In the Fabian Society, wow, matter of fact, there's a big ritual coming up, Lupercalia, which it's got some little connections to that society.
Right, because lupine, which means wolf, I believe. So it's basically like a festival of wolves.
Mm-hmm. In Rome, it's heavy in Rome. You know, they suckled, the Remus and Romulus suckled on the wolf, remember? It's a lot of wolf symbolism, just like there's a lot of deer symbolism. Now, this deer symbolism is deep, guys. This gets into the kids, but you guys got to come check out the new clips I put up here. I put a bunch up last night. They are going to blow your mind. Blow your mind.
Have you done all the first 3 seasons now?
Yeah, I got them all, dude. I decoded everything, bro. I ain't playing. And I go back to this one and I update it. So, like, if I find new stuff, I go and update it again and again and again. And this is season 4 right here. So, in season 4, this is the newest season 4, episode 4. The Native American girl's sister dies. So, in this episode, and they're going to look for this dude. And you'll notice right before they pick up this rock with the spiral and then see the blood spiral, these scenes are right after each other. They're looking down on the floor and seeing this. Look what's above them. The deer antlers. And then, check this out. This is season 3. This guy, he's going into the house because someone kidnapped his kid. And it leads him to this real rich mansion. And it's a pedo room, bro. It's a kill room down in the basement where they got kids in a safe. And look at the antlers once he comes in the door. So I'm starting to notice this antler symbolism everywhere, bro. And let me show you what he finds down in the basement. Oh, it's so bad. So he's going down the basement, super rich laid out crib. Look at this door, paranoid. It's like a freaking bank safe. And then behind that big door is a little door where, see, it says do not enter. You go back here, there's this door at the back. And you just know something not good is on the other side of that door, right? Why would there be all that security? And he goes in and look, it's a little like a weirdo kid's room. And it ends with him saying his daughter's name that's been missing forever now. So I don't know if he sees her in there or he sees something connected to her, but he's right here. He's saying her name. And look at this psycho. This psycho's creeping up behind him, this little red-haired Nephilim. Look at him. So that's how that one ended. And I don't know what happened next.
That's a dope actor, by the way, too. He was in Halt Catch Fire.
But they're saying these dolls are connected to the pedo thing too, bro. Dolls are used as signifiers in the human trafficking underground.
For what?
Bro, I do not know. I haven't figured it out yet. I'm still looking into the dolls. I'm just figuring out all the antler stuff, bro. And they just keep throwing another. And look, she even shows this. The same thing I shared.
Oh, that's nuts, man. You know what? It's funny because like all the official narratives have been trying to debunk this. So it's wild to see it out in the mainstream, like, you know, re-promoting it again. It makes me feel like they're just kicking up mud, like Hollywood is just attacking from all sides.
Yep.
Because now what's going to happen is that in the future, someone's going to say, "Oh yeah, it was an FBI record," and someone would be like, "No, it wasn't. Look, there's a screenshot from this TV show. That's where it came from." And
Yep.
it's like, man, but and it's once you've gotten that far into the argument, you almost lost already.
Yeah, but like me and you know, it was around way before the show came out, right? So
Right. Well, I mean, this was actual FBI document. I think that they're showing there.
yes, it is, and it is a real FBI document that you can find from them. But man, it's so fascinating.
So look, if you
It's
go to conspiracycinema.com now, then a link to your True Detective is at the very top. So that's what I'll do is anytime someone has a new release from anyone in Truth Mafia, it'll just be the top item on conspiracycinema.com. If you refresh this, you'll be at the top.
well, that's what's up. Thanks, bro. Oh, that was a good one we did with Prometheus. Oh, True Detectives. I like how you got these thumbnails like that. It's pretty cool layout how you have this.
My goal is that eventually you'll come here and it'll look like a TV guide almost. Like there'll be a video playing and you can just
like a
skip through the
Netflix
channels.
It
Yeah, like a
reminds
Netflix would be a good one too, where you can just like hit play.
Yeah, it reminds me of a Netflix, dude, and I like that setup. This is something people will really like. Can they just hit play on the video?
Not yet. That's coming. Right now, if they hit the little YouTube icon, it'll bring you to either your site or it'll bring you to a YouTube video directly.
Oh, cool. But eventually you'll just hit play, right?
Yeah, eventually you'll hit play. It'll just play the damn movie, or it'll
Oh,
bring
but
you to a
that's
place
cool that
where
it
you'll be able
takes
to play
us
it.
to the site or the YouTube video. I like that too, though. That's really, really you did this nice. That'll be cool when you got it to where they can click on this and boom, it just plays the video right in here.
If you look too, there's a few on here that if David Charles Plate has some of these in his SyncBook site, it'll link to that one as well. I think if you keep going down, there's a few that have like the little Wizard of Oz icon. It's in the coming movies, I think.
Paranoid, what we got to do, dude, I got to teach you. I got to show you how I got the AI over here pulling all these videos in real time. That way you can have the AI pulling all the videos that people drop for conspiracy cinema. So like right now, look at this one. All right. This one just got pulled. Donut just dropped this. I didn't have to do none of this, guys. The title's already in there. The summary, AI did all this. The only thing I got to go in and do, if I want to write a blog on it, I write a blog, but I just go like this. You see, you want to get your SEO high and your search word phrases. That's why my shit pops up everywhere. People don't even know how to use SEO. It's crazy to me. But I SEO the shit out of it, Paranoid. You know that. So this one, like, time is running out, but that's not even a good keyword phrase. But Donut never uses good keyword phrases. His are terrible. He does. That's yeah, I love him so much, but he just like makes titles up. I mean, it's his own thing, but like, if you want to get a trending topic and you want to talk about a trending topic, then you use that keyword phrase in your title. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and honestly, I don't even see it as like a content chasing or like fishing. It's more like this is the way that you get to the normies. This is how you pull them in and they start talking about real energy and plasma apocalypse.
Yeah.
The only way you can do that is by basically fishing for them a little bit.
You see that? So just by me putting that in, it takes it to 67. And then if you can put a picture in there. There's more things you can do to get that number up higher. Like you take this down, I could probably get it to 70. And then all I have to do, guys, it literally takes me like a minute. AI transcribed it. AI put all the keyword phrases in there for me. So I just take the SEO up a little bit. And right now we're training the AI to do all this. It's going to be doing all the SEO and everything, where I won't have to do nothing, and it will hit share. So pretty soon, bro, I won't have to do nothing. And we can plug this technology into your site as well. then that way you don't have to worry about that. It can embed the video from the person's YouTube on your site so they can watch it right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll get there.
It's
Just
not that
feeding
hard.
that real energy out into the system.
Yeah, we got to get that real energy. Now look at that. That took us up to 72. I got to turn this off. Hold on a second because they're blowing me up right now. Oh, that's my boy Noah blowing my ass up. Damn. Hold on a second. I got to turn this off. No notifications. Mute for 12 hours. There we go.
It's hibernation mode right there.
So then watch this. Publish. That's all I had to do. It went to Donut's YouTube, pulled this video, transcribed the whole video, put the title in, put the thumbnail in, and put the keyword search phrases in. And all I did is hit, I did a couple things. It took me seconds. So at one time, I was paying people to do this for me. Now we have technology doing it, guys. And I built my own GPT models too, bro. Did you know that? Oh, let me show you.
You make these public?
No, but I'm going to. I just want to make sure I had them all perfect first. So I got one that does my daughter's homework, and it literally, this one's all, dude. Academic Carly, it does all Carly's homework, and it thinks it's her sister. And I'm telling you, dude, the database I got in this thing is unreal, bro, because let me show you something. Have you made any models yet?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this since 2019.
Bro, it kind of reminds me of like programming and shit when you're making these models, right? So Academic Carly, if you go to configure, this is everything I got in it. Look. Tips for organized strategies for essay writing, autonomy on body paragraph. This is all from Yale and Harvard. All their PDFs on how to write. So, and then I fed it some of her writing strategies, which I just made a PDF for it last night. I got to upload it, and then it'll know her exact tone. So it'll write, it'll go into its knowledge base every time she asks for something. And it will write it like that. You know what I'm saying? Write it like it's mimicking her. And it was hard for me to get it to program like that because it was telling me that that's not ethical. It kept telling me that. I said, I don't give a shit.
Man, we're overdue for having you come on my paranoid programming, but I can show you how to run all this locally so that it never tells you no. You can ask it anything.
Yeah, I want to do that. But I made all these ones. Truthful Decoder. Watch this. I'm still working on this one though, guys, because it lies to me sometimes with the Gematria. So, and it has all that knowledge in it. I took all the ciphers, paranoid, and added it to its database, but it still is trying to lie to me sometimes with that. So I got to figure out a way around that. But look, it has the data for, oh wait, this is the wrong one. Hold on, my bad. Where's right here. This one's going to be fire when it's done. It has the Gematria calculators in it. Look at this. Look at all them different. It's got Sepentry, Chaldean, reverse triangular, reverse Sumerian, English ordinal, AI content policy. This is a policy I've written up. Because, another thing it'll do is I don't want any of my models to attach that bullshit to it. So if people don't know, it attaches invisible code to your shit so they can know if it was written by AI. So mine is programmed to not do that. And that overrides everything else. So I made sure I checked it and kept making sure it wasn't doing it. You know what I'm talking about, bro?
Yeah, but although there's no silver bullet for that, man. Like techniques are going to change daily.
Yeah, but for now, it's working. It's not doing it. So
yeah, right now the ability for AI to detect itself is either really bad or it's intentionally bad. I would probably lean towards the latter. I think that it's just intentionally bad, because if it were easy for anyone to just start running tools to tell them what's AI generated, I think people would be shocked at how much of the media and news and everything we
Oh
consume is
yeah.
already AI generated. So they're the current company line is like, we just don't have the technology to detect that yet. I don't
Which
know if we ever will.
yeah, that's a lie because they do have the technology. And the reason they don't want us to know that, I'm telling you right now, Paranoid, the last 2-3 years, bro, they've been using AI to create movies, dude. Have you noticed movies got dog shit terrible? Like
Yeah, I
they're
mean, yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Why would they not do that? It seems like it's logical. It would make no sense for nobody to be doing that.
right. And the news stories, have you guys noticed this, my people in the comments? If you go through the news, start paying attention to the news, guys. They reuse the same stories over and over and over again. My theory, I think the government's already underground. I think it's like a Greenland type event that we're in. Something's going on, and they're already underground, and they got AI running all this shit. That's why it messes up over and over again. Use the same stories over and over again. Some weird things going on. If you start paying attention, you'll notice it.
You know what's funny too? I always think about this. Is this because AI is messing up and repeating itself, or did AI go back and see, what do human news reporters do? Oh, they're just lying and making stuff up and reusing images. I'll just do that since apparently that's what they're asking for. I feel like that might be part of it. Like
Yeah.
how much better would AI be if we weren't constantly lying to ourselves and putting out just garbage and lies? Like if AI was only trained on truth, it seems like it would be this completely different thing that it is now. Like right now, almost everyone sees AI as this like tool for either deception or misdirection.
See, I got it programmed, bro. So like right now I can feed it any birthday and it'll do the first part perfect. It breaks down the life path number perfect, breaks down the astrological sign perfect, your Chinese zodiac sign perfect, your ruling planet perfect. Then it gets into the tarot and the destiny card, and that's where it messes up.
Well,
So I got
try something really quick. I got a good example for you. Whenever you're, and this is specific for Chat GPT, but after it's done telling you anything, just say, "Are you sure about that?" Question
okay.
mark, and see what it says back. Because sometimes it'll start apologizing and saying
Yep.
like, "Oh, you know what? I lied. I'm wrong. I got this wrong."
Yeah. I know you taught me that. I have done that. But I just know from my memory, I know all this. So what did it say here? For detailed tarot and birth card destiny analysis, I would usually reference specific systems and websites that calculate these based on birthday. Oh, good. Now it's not lying no more. Okay. So I did program that out of it. So everything on there is perfectly right. I haven't used this yet because I'm trying to get it perfected perfectly. But my thought with it is paranoid. You know how me and you talked about where we can create something that we can plug in that helps us with the readings, right? Because I got so many readings, guys. You don't even want to see my schedule. It's nuts. And I try to stay on top of it. But if I had something like where I could drop the date in there and it broke down the life path number and all that automatically, that'd be so cool.
I
Because
think the way to do that and that we can make it work is that if you made a bunch of those different chat GPT bots, but you made them hyper specialized. So instead of this one that breaks it down into everything, imagine if you had one that was just an expert in Chaldean Gematria, and another one that was an expert in tarot, and another one that was an expert just in ruling planets. And then with like another AI, you could have that say like, hey, whenever I ask you something, go and ask these other 12 AIs to do their jobs, and then you take their results and coordinate it into one final report.
wow.
I think that's the right way to do it, because then you're like delegating these
Okay.
tasks to let them each be an expert.
That's how we'll do it then. I'll program them all and we'll figure out the formula. Because how I'm doing the decodes now is all by hand. I use um, my Grammarly, I write it out. And then the only thing I use the AI for in my decodes is my spell check. I'm spell checking the shit out of everything. I made my own spell checker and it's better than Grammarly. This spell check is way better. So, like, for example, right? Say I wanted to take this that I wrote out, and let's just take a part of it right here, just to show you an example. And then I run it through here. Boom. This is programmed to rewrite it a certain way. So watch. It'll make sure all the spelling's perfect, but it'll also dumb it down to make it more understandable. Because sometimes, yeah, you got to dumb it down. People, they say you need to talk to them like on a 6th grade level of understanding. Ain't that crazy?
I don't think it's too crazy.
But they just understand it better. People are they want things easy to understand. So it'll dumb it down for me. But look how it's writing that up perfectly. All based on what I wanted to do that real quick, but based on how I programmed it, and it's pretty cool. That's a tool I use every day. So like if I write out something, I'll run it through here before, but I got another cool tool. I got this Paranoid, this AI, the sidebar. So like say I'm answering a comment, right? On Facebook, for example. Let me show you guys this real. Damn, we still got all these people in here. They must like the AI shit. So if I'm in down here, right? Oops. Hold on. I just want to show you a comparison. They can let me do it. But anyways, so like if I would answer one of these comments, then this one would spell check it in real time right there in the comment section of Facebook. Ain't that cool, bro?
I mean, at a certain point,
it
can you just respond?
It's doing it right there.
You could just tell your AI all your thoughts and just be like, just respond to everything for me.
Huh? What'd you say, buddy?
So you could just make a little GPT bot where you just put all your thoughts in and let it do all the responses.
Yeah, look at this. You could check grammars. I mean, it's so cool, the stuff. And that's what I use it for, a tool, bro. It's a tool. That's how it has to be used. Like now all these artists, a lot of them are going to lose their job, but the artists that use AI and then are using their creativity, them are the ones that are going to succeed when you understand how to use AI. Let's take somebody in the comments, but people are not very good at this. Somebody in the comments, give me a good image. What do you want me to create? Say something and I'll create whatever image you want me to create. Think of something cool to create, as long as it's not copywritten. Bing Image Creator will create copywritten images, and so will Paranoid American's offline AI. But ChatGPT gets kind of weird when it comes to that. So somebody pick an image and I'll create it. And when we do the readings for you on truthfultv.com, the apocalypse. Someone said the apocalypse. Okay. I'll do an apocalypse based one. Hold on a second. Create me an image of the apocalypse. Show a portal opening up in the sky. On the other side of the portal is a giant purple planet. Everything is being sucked up towards the portal. Buildings, cars. Make the sky dark purple and black with lightning. Give it a dystopian style look. Also add a big black ominous, I didn't say that right, tornado. All right, there we go. Let's see I got to share my screen. Hold on. Sorry, guys. There we go. Let's see what it gives us. Now let me go like this. Boom. See, look. See this AI? That's the one I can use on Facebook. And then look, it rewrites it. And then I just go boom. Because you use talk to text. I do. It just makes everything faster. You could do it with Grammarly too. and then go, oh, Bill Grammarly does it. See, same thing, but I think the AI does it better than Grammarly myself. Now let's see what it creates. And you just got to play around with it a little. This model right here, I created specifically to create certain kind of images. It has a lot of knowledge within its database. Oh, wow. That's a pretty crazy one right there. See? Plasma apocalypse symbolism. So then you could be like, I don't really like that one. So you just hit this. Make it do another version of it. See if you like this one better. Paranoid. Do you got what are some of them offline models that you're using?
Well, yeah, I'm sharing my screen right now. Don't worry, there's nothing bad.
Okay. I'm gonna put it right now.
So once you graduate from using these online cloud-based ones, a lot of times you're gonna start hitting your head against two things. One will be it's gonna say like, I'm not allowed to make that for you, or it's copyrighted or whatever. The other one is gonna be sometimes the thing that you want the AI to draw, it just might not have a concept of it. Like if you wanted to say, draw me a picture of JayDreamerZ or draw me a picture of Tommy Truthful, like it's not going to know that because it doesn't know about it. And there's no real easy way to feed that into the AI yet. So one of the things you can do is you can custom train models. So I got this site right here, Civitai. This is one of the only sites right now where you can just download free models all day long. So, like, for example, I made this Alex Jones model that you can have him posed any way you want. Here he is as a doctor feeding you apples. Here's
ChatGPT or Bing won't let you create images of a person. So that's awesome that you can do that.
And I've got, there's some, like, for example, we've got John Podesta as a, here he's got covered with walnuts. He's got walnut sauce here with a little bit of jelly on it. There he is working at his pizza. Here he is as a pizza monster. Like you can't do this on Bing or ChatGPT or any of those because I don't know if you saw too. Look at this pizza in the background. It's got like these
that
evil
is so
eyes.
Crazy, dude.
And we got like the Epstein model. As far as I'm aware, this is the only AI Jeffrey Epstein model in existence. So you're welcome, world. And here he is as an astronaut and whatnot. But yeah, we've got George Soros. Here's George Soros down here.
And Paranoid created this, so you got a pretty big following on here, don't you?
For a while, I was keeping up with it and releasing a new model like every other day or so, and I was in like the top 50. But it's sunk just because I've been working on other things. But yeah, here's the Soros model, and again, all I had to do to generate this one was just type in raw photo mugshot of Soros as a fabulous drag queen wearing colorful makeup and red lipstick. And then bam, now you've got drag Soros.
Oh, this is hilarious.
So yeah, this in my mind, this is like the next step. Like once you've graduated or once you've tired of running into all the stupid like the ceilings they put. And here's another just random one. I trained this on crystal skulls. You know what crystal skulls are, right?
Yeah.
Like when people make them out of like geodes.
There's some really cool stories about the crystal skulls and being like a computer system, dude.
So these are all generated from this model that I trained of crystal skull. None of these are real. These are all completely AI generated based on this model that I made.
Have you ever heard about that? The real crystal skulls that they find?
Yeah, you would stare into the eyes, and it's basically a similar topic as Nikola Tesla's free energy, where you would constantly reverberate and you would use the resonance. And I guess that's the most scientific version of it, but you would stare into the eyes of these crystal skulls and it would take that energy of your gaze and somehow like reflect it back at you and build up like a capacitor transformer almost.
Yeah, it's so fast. I want to go on my YouTube and if it would ever load real quick so I can make Kimberly a moderator. Shout out to Kimberly. She's amazing, a moderator. Dude, she's always throwing people's links in there and she does it for JayDreamerZ.
Thank you, Kimberly.
I'm scared to put people as moderators because then they start doing weird shit and blocking your people. But you can tell that, but still, who has time to go through all that? Do you ever make a moderator on your channel?
I've got like 6 or 7, yeah.
Yeah, see, the first one I ever made was JayDreamerZ. He was my first moderator ever.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but I go over to his channel and I see like people have been following me forever. His moderators, my homegirls, and one of his moderators over there. Yeah, there's a lot of them I see, but I got a couple I got to make moderators. So, leave a comment down below this video so I can see you after the video and handle that and make you a moderator so I don't forget. But I wish they did that on Rumble. Did you see what Rumble's doing now with they got a studio like YouTube?
Yeah, they're trying to up it too. They're doing like giveaways. They're really trying to entice people to promote more and do like Rumble exclusive live feeds.
Well, if they would pay more ad revenue because they're not paying nothing
and pay real money and not like weird cyber money.
Yeah, like come on, dude. What is that? What they pay you? Cyber money?
Well, so Rumble's got their own crypto that they work in. So you have to take the crypto that they give you and then convert that into either another type of crypto or to cash it out. But it's not like they don't just cut you a check like every other service does.
Are you sure? Because I think mine gets cashed right to my mine. I'm pretty sure goes right to my my PayPal, dude. 100%. Here, let me show you. It ain't nothing though. Like on Facebook, the one that this is streaming to, Tommy Truthful 369. I just got an $8,000 ad revenue check. Right, my YouTube is not that big right now, but my Facebook is balling. I usually do like 8,000-9,000 a month in ad revenue, but on here it's like nothing. It's terrible. I mean, I never seen such low ad revenue. Like on YouTube, this month I'll probably do like $600, right? That ain't too bad for YouTube, but Facebook pays like quadruple that. And I always love the people, bro, that say, oh my God, you make money on this or you got commercials? Well, yeah, I have a family. Why am I not allowed to make money? You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't allowed to make money off my hard work and content. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. 99% of my content is 100% free. I put all that work out for the people, but I got to make a living as well because I enjoy doing this. This is what I do for a living. But look, bro, see, I got mine gets deposited to my PayPal.
I might be thinking of Rockfin or another one.
Yeah, January I only made $64. Can you believe that? Here's the transactions for the profit sharing. I don't care. I'll show it to everybody. I don't give a shit. They don't pay you nothing anyways over here. I mean, look at this. It's so ridiculous. So if they step that up, that will be awesome, right? Look, okay, for example, guys, this is what you get paid per like 1,000 views is how that works out, something like that. In YouTube, you're usually getting about $10, $12. The Rumble's $4, so it's way less. And then Facebook's like $30, $28, $30, $40 per ECPM. So you're making killer money. You get a video that goes viral, like 1 million views. Oh boy, that's real nice. That's where you're making off one video. You can make anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 off a video, just depending on what that number is, right? How's your monetization doing on your YouTube?
I think I just broke like $40 a month.
Oh shit! We'll get you up there, buddy. We'll get you up there one day. Facebook's the way to go, though, dude. Like these videos, 300,000. That's a couple $1,000s, bro. That's a couple $1,000s in ad revenue.
Yep, I post on Facebook and I'll get like 37 views instead of 371,000.
Why?
I haven't nurtured my Facebook. I've ignored it too much. I mean, I post on it regularly, but I don't do any like specific engagement on it.
And I remember you got locked out of your other one, so you had to start using this one.
Yeah,
right?
this is the current one. Paranoid American Inc. That's the right one.
Yeah, because the other one you're locked out of, or
Yeah, see,
something.
let's see how many views did I get on the Paranoid American. Yeah, 5 likes and 4 comments.
I'll share that to my story for you. Yeah, but we could build this up, dude. Just people don't know you're over here. Either you start sharing these videos you're doing on YouTube. Oh, you got hit with a strike.
That was the QAnon shaman interview that I did. Yeah,
Oh man, the agent.
the undercover agent.
So before we end this, talk about that a little bit. You think he set you up?
I don't think he set us up in particular. I think part of his gig is that he just goes around to controversial channels and says things that, like, if you're smart enough, there's certain things you can't say. Like, I know that, and I'm not very smart. So this
Right.
guy has to know that. He's been on a million of these shows. And right after he said it, the co-host, Andre Zertis, shout out to Andreas, but he mentioned, he was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. First of all, that was just this guest opinion. Like, that no longer reflects the opinions of this show. We appreciate, like, he did the whole spiel.
Yeah.
And as soon as he said that, the QAnon shaman guy, Jake or whatever, he says, oh yeah, I've gotten so many channels take down. Basically every channel I go on, they get taken down. Like, it was like this badge of honor. And sure enough, like within an hour after that had aired, Andreas and myself both got strikes for that, and mine got taken down for a week. So
I bet.
I feel like they go out there to do that for, I don't know if he's just claiming body counts for fun, or if it's more of like, hey, this is your role now. Go out there and just,
No, that's his role,
pollute the
dude.
well.
That's his role. That is his role. How did you get in contact with this guy, the Q shaman?
I mean, credit to Andreas, but we do a lot of big interviews. We also interviewed Blake Lamone, who's the guy who's the whistleblower for Google that talked about the AI gaining sentience, and he got kicked out of Google. We've done a few
You
live
said
streams with
that.
him too, and got real deep into like the ethics and philosophy of AI.
Repeat what you said, because they froze your voice when you said that.
So we've also done an interview with Blake Lamone, and Blake Lamone is the one that was the whistleblower at Google that basically said that the AI had gained sentience and was trying to get out.
Oh yeah, I remember that. And they like, but see, this is my thing. People like that, I'm pretty sure they're agents, dude. I don't trust none of them. You know what I'm saying? When they're on that level. With that guy, I watched that video you did with him though. That was a pretty good video. I liked it.
He's an interesting person to talk to. And honestly,
I
I
felt
feel
like
like
you
I've
held
been through
back on
enough
him
that,
though. You held
like,
back a little bit.
oh, well, of course.
Yeah, you were being polite, because there were certain times I was like, man, I wish I was there. Where I would have held him accountable.
You can maybe get there on like episode 3 or 4 or 5, but sometimes you can't hit it all on like the very first intro episode. And also, apparently, we're going to be doing an interview with those MFers aren't real chick. I forgot her name.
Tiffany Gomez.
Yeah, I'll be doing an interview with her pretty soon too.
Oh,
I don't know
dude,
the exact date, but I'll let you
listen.
know.
You better bring me on for that one.
I'm already like a co-host of a co-host on that one, so I don't know if I get a +1.
Well, you need to try.
Okay.
I mean, I bring you on all the big ones, dude. You
do.
Try to weasel me in that one, bro. I'll be good. I'll be good. I just got to talk to that chick, Tiffany Gomez. Yeah, like what did she see? Because I'm always looking at it from a fan perspective, and I'm thinking what the people in the comments are thinking. Like, what do they want me to ask this person? I'm not going to hold back, and then at the end of it, I'm going to be polite about it always. I'm not going to disrespect no one, but I just want to ask her what that was all about, how 38 days after she's seen that reptilian on the plane, the Lahaina massacre happened, and fire equals 38, and murder is 38, and death is 38, and 38's on the cover of Murder by Numbers. I'm like, did you know that? Or is that just happened organically? I would ask her that. and I would want to see, she might not know about it, because a lot of it is organic synchronicity. You know what I'm saying? So
I
she
think
might,
that's the majority of it. I think it's
yeah,
just some people notice patterns differently than other people. Some people don't even care.
yeah. Some people's brains they don't register that way. When some people got too low of an IQ to even understand all that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, most of these people can't put their shoe on right, let alone understand pattern recognition. But yeah, that'll be a fascinating one, dude. Tiffany Gomez, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I want to
I got
see.
a list, man. I got a whole list of really good interviews that are going to be coming out. I had one that just aired, and then what's her name, Queen Awake, and she's been going viral lately. I think someone posted a really huge one, but she does these breakdowns of like analyzing celebrities' bone structures and determining like what gender they might be presenting as and like all this stuff. But it was a really interesting conversation. I hadn't gone down that rabbit hole, and what's cool about it is that there's this whole extra community of, I guess, like soccer mom conspiracy theorists, and like they go hard, man. They go into their own little rabbit holes that we don't even go into, that we don't even know about.
Yeah, it's definitely fascinating. Someone in the comments said that girl Tiffany Gomez came out and said that she didn't see nothing. So Sonia Marie said, "Is
Yeah,
that true?"
I'm not going to give away the questions that we've got lined up, but we'll get into it.
Well, what channel's that going to air on so we can all watch it?
Yeah, so check out damn, it's going to be either the White Rabbit podcast with my homie Brad.
Well, oh, I know Brad. I'm getting on that.
Okay, all right, yeah,
Brad's
hit
been
up
trying
Brad.
to get me on forever, so I'm hitting him up right after this.
And then and also shout out to Kill the Mockingbird podcast,
Yeah,
which
that's my homeboy too.
well, it used to be Sean Chris and Joel Thomas,
Joel.
and Joel Thomas left recently to go full blown Merkle Media. So now Mockingbird, I think, is Sean Chris only, but Sean Chris has joined White Rabbit podcast. So now Brad and Sean Chris are like a team to be freaking reckoned with.
Well, look, Sean Chris is my dude. Me and him, ask him about me. We've been podcasting together since I started doing this. He was one
Really?
of the first. Yeah, he was one of the first person to ever interview me, dude.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I live under a rock. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not personal, but I don't watch or listen to any podcast unless like you send me a link and like, hey, watch this, give me your opinion. I'll do it every time. But other than that, man, like I don't listen to anything. I put instrumental music on. I got like jazz vinyl behind me. I just listen to jazz all day. I don't listen to anyone talking. I can't hear voices. I got
No,
enough.
and I
I got
don't
enough
ever send you
voices.
nothing long because I respect your time. So I'll usually send you like something that's short. And it's usually my work that I want your opinion on. I don't
Yeah, I
care about.
watch it, man. I like it. I like watching other people's creations.
Yeah, it's a way to express ourselves artistically. I like doing the short video edits that I've been doing, how I put them clips together. I really like expressing myself in that format. I think it's just fascinating how you can really tell a story in 20 minutes, dude, and especially editing different clips together and using images and videos to tell your story. I love doing it like that. This
It
is
takes so long, man. I don't know. Like I love the end result, but when I'm in the weeds and I'm like, all right, I've got 100 seconds here, and I'm gonna show an image every 3 seconds. So now I need to go out and find like 40 different images and cut it at the right time. Like, and then I
bro.
look up and I'm like, oh crap, 3 days has gone by and I haven't seen my family in 3 days. You know what I
I
mean?
do it. Look, I do one a day usually, and I got it down to where I can do that on my iPhone 15. I'm knocking
Wow,
all that
I'm
shit out on
jealous,
my
man. I can't. I get so frustrated when I'm trying to do it with my phone. Like I always end up hitting like the wrong thing, or
And
I
bro,
like
have you seen my edits lately? They're
you're
pretty
fire, bro. I can't deny it.
professionally
Yeah,
done.
man.
Yeah. I'm killing it with that. So it's just cool to do. I like this format though, where we come on here and talk about a certain topic and get into that. But what's up, Jay? I see you're back.
I'm back. What's up, dudes?
What's up? We were getting ready to sign out, but
Oh man, I saw you guys were still on. I picked up my son from school, and I was like, let's
Second
see
wind.
if my buddies are still on.
second wind, yeah. We were going over some crazy stuff. We started looking into. I was showing Paranoid, the antler stuff again, and Paranoid. That reminds me, bro. Me and you got to do a podcast on this Heather O'Rourke little girl, dude. We have to.
Oh, that's a dark topic, man. That doesn't sound like a YouTube live stream.
I know, but we could do it for YouTube if we were careful.
Yeah, man, it would be hard. I mean, yeah, we'd have to sit down and come up with a list of like 20 different safe words.
Yeah. But what happened to that little girl, I did a whole blog on it, guys. It's on truthmafia.com about her and Steven Spielberg, and I got all the evidence, and it will blow your mind. What that little girl's insides were like, you know, it was bad, dude. What really killed her and made her have that heart attack. It wasn't what people was told. But I would like to get your girl, what's her name, Rotten Jules? She came in my chat.
Dana,
yeah. She was in my chat the other day, bro. So I would like to get her.
She needs way more exposure, man. She's been doing like some honest deep dive research. I was watching one of her lives the other day, and she's pulling up newspaper articles that mention people's names and like their like the day they were born, and then she'd straight up say, I don't believe that. Let's go and find out when they were really born, and finds the birth records and finds the genealogy. And she'll find places where it's like, look at this. This article says they died on this day, but this one says they died on this day, and this one says it was natural, and this one says it wasn't natural. And it's like, I don't know what to believe. And it's so amazing to see someone pull all that together, because usually when you read a book or a documentary, it's like, this person was born on this day and they died on this day in this way, because someone had to go in there and collapse all the functions and like pick the things that made the most sense. And it gets repeated, you know, decades and decades and decades. And all of a sudden people were just like, oh yeah, that dude died on this day, this way. And you look into it and you're like, actually, it seems that was just the most convenient story. And I don't even know if it's about people intentionally lying, although it probably is.
It is.
It's also just so much more convenient.
Well, plus they got some elaborate stuff going on, bro. I know you're more of a skeptic, but I'm telling you, they on the world stage, they'll have a character, right, playing a certain role. Like say his role is the rapper. Let's pick a rapper that died. Prodigy, the rapper Prodigy, right? Then he dies. So that character
on an egg. I remember right.
They'll kill that character off. Yeah, he choked on an egg, which I could break that down a million ways. When he at 42 years old, and that's a big number with the melanated community. And the egg has to do with the 8 primordial creator gods, the Ogdode, right? So there's this whole egg symbolism connected to the
and egg. He just dropped an album called the Hegelian Dialectic that was all about like the Illuminati and Fabian Society.
And bro, they're doing all these chicken rituals right now too. All these chicken places are burning down, and that gets into all that egg symbolism. And they worship that archon of Brassix, which remember Jupiter Ascending had the Brassix family that controlled the realities and controlled all the different worlds. And Brassix is a demon with legs of a serpent and the head of a damn rooster. You know what I'm saying? So this is one of the head archons. People get it mixed up and think it's Yald the Baoth. It's not. It's a different entity than Yald the Baoth. Some people believe he's good, Abraxas. I'm not a firm believer in that one. But yeah, man, it's definitely pretty fascinating to say the least. I want to get that girl on, that Rotten Jules. What's her channel so people can go check it?
Dana, Rotting Jewels. If you just go on YouTube and search for Rotting Jewels, it'll come up.
Yeah, Dana, Rotting Jewels. And definitely before we go, guys, I got a little clip I want to play you. Don't forget to get your reading. That link is down below in the description. Make sure you get your reading. Link is down below in the description. And check out my boy, paranoidamerican.com.
And all American stickers, cryptids, cults, and killers. We got all your favorite conspiracies. All of that and more on our sticker sheets. Paranoid American stickers. They'll make you smile and snicker. False flags and secret societies. All of these and more on our sticker sheets.
Explore the unique with Paranoid American sticker sheets. Unearth tales of cryptids, cults, and mysteries through each sticker. These won't last long. Get yours now at paranoidamerican.com.
And all American stickers, cryptids, cults, and killers. We got all your favorite conspiracies. All of that. secret society. All of these and more on our sticker sheets.
What the heck are you waiting for? Discover the extraordinary with Paranoid American sticker sheets. From cryptids in the night to cults out of sight, each sticker is a unique find. Get yours now at paranoidamerican.com.
Damn. So that's Paranoid American, and his links are down in. Yeah, I like that. Paranoid American stickers. Hopefully you get my video done sometime.
It's coming, man. I promise you, it's coming.
Sometime in this lifetime. And then my links are down in the description, guys. You can get your dream interpretation or a reading. Find out if you're a first player character with the soul or one of these soulless NPCs controlled by these archons. And I actually created this image when me and JayDreamerZ were first started talking about doing the arcade. And Jay's links are also down in the description, where you can join his membership, get his book, follow his YouTube channel. All the links are down below, both on Rumble and on YouTube. Does anybody got anything to say before we sign off? And everybody in the comments,
Is that a shirt yet, man? That dope ass arcade machine? Because if not, that needs to be a shirt.
JayDreamerZ, you got a gifted 1 JayDreamer membership, Angel Wings.
Oh, sweet.
What's
Nice.
that mean?
That means that, and when they're in the chat, they can give as a gift a membership to my channel to others in the chat.
Oh, they gifted someone a membership?
Yeah.
Oh, that was nice of them.
Right? Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I didn't know about that. I'm going to set that up. Get someone out there. I mean, the last time we did a podcast, that lady donated $200. I never seen her again. Remember her?
Yeah.
She was cool as hell. I even went to her channel and found her after and made her a moderator. So she is a moderator on my channel, but I haven't seen her come back yet.
I'll shoot you my little commercial for my website too. I made one. I was inspired by paranoids, especially the sticker one. So I made a similar one to my website. I'll share that with you guys another time.
You got some stuff over on you got some merch on your website now, right?
Yeah. There's different kinds of merch. I mean, there's JayDreamerZ merch, and there's some other practical products there too for people. Specifically, things that I found are helpful. You know, if you're a prepper, and especially if you're a plasma apocalypse prepper, things that I feel like will help people out.
This is on truthfultv.com, and that link is down in the bio. And if you use promo code SALE17, you get an extra 17% off with shipping included. All my prices is shipping. Jay, look at these little things, bro. You put them on your phone, and it's made out of that Shugnite. I can't pronounce that right.
Shugnite.
Shugnite pot. But it goes on the back of your phone, dude. Instead of it being a sticker, it's an actual disc made from that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is really good for the microwave radiation. We just got these in. We got these ones. They're not as stylish, but they're a little bit more too. It's a different distributor. And I mean, we just got a lot of cool stuff, man. Stuff that blocks psychic attacks, black magic attacks. This one's really good for that. I can never pronounce it right. The lapsus lazuli. It's actually in the Bible. This one. This is the only one that my homeboy told me was in the Bible, because he's like, he gets scared about all the metaphysical stuff. Which I get, I respect everybody's religion. Smoky quartz is another one that's really good for blocking microwaves. Now, the best for blocking black magic attacks and spiritual attacks is obsidian. And you can get this one $13.75. You use promo code SALE17. That gets you another 17% off. So you're paying maybe $10 to your house with this one. And
looks like a Merkaba.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. And the ancients were using this obsidian. Now, they were cutting people's hearts out with it. But you know what I mean? They had all kinds of charms made out of it. We got the pyramids.
Different uses. I like that.
This is a little one that goes on your desk.
Multifunctional.
Yeah. Multifunctional. Now, this is the bigger organite. The guy that created this, he ended up dying in jail, this technology.
Wilhelm Reich.
Yeah. And people said he was a scammer. These are cool ones. They're just a little one that goes right on your desk. You put it by your computer or by your Wi-Fi. It's only $26. You can't beat that. You know what I'm saying? And they're pretty cool. This is their dimensions right here, 6 centimeter by 6 centimeters. But yeah, we got a bunch of new stuff over here, man. We do really good on our store, believe it or not. You know, a lot. It's a great way to support the show and show some love. But this is my biggest thing I'm pushing right now, man, because I believe in these with all my heart. And I think you guys should come check them out. You can get a really cool one, like the lion. I wish they had all the different do they have the zodiac, like your astrological sign? No. That'd be cool if they did, though, like Capricorn. Look at this one. If you're a Muslim, we got you covered. You know what I'm saying? We got you covered. You got the lion. This one would be good for Logan from Decode Your Reality. I'm going to send him one of these. That's literally his logo. So shout out to my boy Logan. And that's all I got for you guys today, man. I thank you all for rocking out with us. We still got over 500 something people in here. We stayed at about 800 the whole live until the end. So thank you guys. Make sure you smash them like buttons.
Oh, and my book too.
Oh, yeah.
You can check out my book.
Get JayDream's book and go over to JayDreamerZ.com. His link's in the comments and check out his store. He's got some of his survival stuff over there. And he's going to have you're going to be putting up some like metaphysical and crystal type stuff too, right, Jay?
Yeah, that's in the works. Probably in the next by the end of the month.
Yeah, that'll be cool. That's my people. That's what sells the most on mine. They love that type of stuff.
I do too. I love it.
Yeah, me too, bro.
Rocks, crystals. Especially talking about mud fossils and petrification of ancient life, petrified trees. Amber,
polished crystals. I heard that kills them. It dulls the vibration. And my homeboy told me you got to charge them under a full moon. You ever hear that?
Yeah,
I'm always out charging mine. I hope it's true, or
I would recommend actually if people want to charge them full of like really strong positive energy, just to end it on the Vril note, to go into a cave that's known to be a purified cave, not one that's nasty and graffiti written all over it or something, but one of those caves that's known to like do research on your cave system, and then you go leave it in the cave system, and you can actually also sing, or you can have somebody else sing in the cave system, because a lot of that ancient energy came up out of the caves. So whatever you take into these caves oftentimes tend to be imbued with the resonant energy that comes up out of the caves, which is oftentimes, why the oracles and people went down into the cave systems. You can charge them in the caves too.
Yeah, what about that guy that they raided his house? He had all these green crystals and he was putting energy. You heard about that? He was putting like energy into them and electricity, and then it was coming out like 30 times amplified. The electricity that he was putting in, it was coming out way more, and the crystals started glowing. And like 15 minutes later, the dude's house got raided by the feds.
That makes a lot of sense to me, and we need to talk more about. I would like to talk more about that with you guys. With
I got
magic rocks and the orichalcum connection and stuff.
Yeah, bro, I'm down, because I would like to look up that dude's name on the next episode, and we'll get into that, because that type of stuff fascinates me, and we could talk about the orichalcum too. That one glowed.
Have you guys looked into the Royal Rife before?
No, what's that, bro?
Just do a real quick search on Royal Rife. It's a guy's name, and he actually, the whole premise was that he found this way that you could amplify any specific frequency and target.
How do I spell it?
Royal and then Rife.
Yeah, he's also known as Sauron.
As
Sauron.
What? Why is that? Is that real?
That's what happens in the Lord of the Rings. Sauron, the devil, he creates the ring in order to amplify the magic power that's inside of the metals, and he puts it in a circle so that it loops in on itself, amplifying its own energy.
Health
So he
fraud.
got famous because he made this high-powered microscope that was able to like see things that no one saw before. But then he also created this Rife machine that uses electromagnetic fields to do a lot of the same things that Wilhelm Reich's orgone technology would do. But this one uses EMP and electromagnetic fields to do the same exact things.
Wow. I got to look into this guy. See, they were killing all these people with this alternative medicine, man. And that's because Big Pharma is using that pharmakia witchcraft to keep us on a, lower vibration. That's all their medicine does. They tell you got schizophrenia and something's wrong with you when really you probably got some psychic abilities.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Definitely.
they're coming in this. I'm not saying in every case.
Right.
Some of these people, they probably just have some type of an ability that they're trying to suppress. That's what I truly believe. And did you see this patent, guys? But before we go, since we were talking about that, there's this patent they got that teaches you how to walk through walls, bro. You seen this? Where's it at? Right here. Walking through walls training system. This is a real freaking patent.
I swear this was in The Men Who Stare at Goats, which is a movie based on a book based on the actual Project Stargate. And some of this referred to these exact techniques where you would just like put yourself in a certain mental state and be able to walk through walls.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it, dude. I got my crystals on. No.
I would love to see this.
Bro,
record it, bro. Record all the practice sessions.
Yes.
Oh, I have. And I've been doing it for like no joke 3 weeks now. Dude, I'm gonna do it. Watch.
All
I
right.
believe in myself. I'm gonna do it. Everybody told me the astral projection was fake, and I can astral project on call now. Step out of my body, see the astral plane. You know what I'm saying? It's just we can achieve anything. We got to decalcify our pineal gland, get vibrating on a higher frequency, make sure we're eating clean. You know what I'm saying? Because I was eating terrible there for a while. So all that plays a role. Get some turmeric, decalcify that pineal gland. Stop using fluoride because that calcifies it. Use some charcoal toothpaste. But I have not been able to walk through a wall yet. I've just smacked my face into them, and it sucks. But
You close your eyes when you do it?
Yeah, and I really try, man. Maybe I should keep my eyes open. Maybe that's why I keep hitting the wall. I think because I'm scared. I get scared because I know I'm going to bump into it. Like that is in my brain. So you got to believe you're going to go through it, I think. But
do you think it would work on camera? Like if you set a camera up, would that make it so it would never work? Or do you think it would still work?
I don't know. That's interesting too, because the whole theory, like, what's that theory that if you're not observing something, it's not there anymore?
Yeah, the double slit experiment is one of them.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fascinating to me. And I think some of that's real with these non-player characters. Like, I wonder when we're not observing them in real time, they probably don't even exist.
Well, it's like Toy Story, bro. It's like the humans don't exist when they're out of the picture and only the toys exist.
Right. Ain't that crazy? But there's got to be something to it. Why was the CIA putting all this money into it? Like, this ain't on a conspiracy site. This was real, guys. They was really doing this and patented it. So they had people that successfully walked through walls. I mean, that's crazy when you think about it.
Well, also the fact that there's a patent means someone was planning to monetize this at some point. Like this was going to be a commercial endeavor.
Yeah, that's why they patented it. Yep. And it gets into the concept of hyperspace energy. And I wrote a whole blog on it, the body vortices and their roles. We got different body vortices, and these are the vortexes. These are the portals in our body, like the mind vortex. That's our top vortex, which supplies energy to the mind, facilitating communication with other entities in the universe. We got the spiritual eye vortex, which allows us to do remote viewing by projecting itself over vast distances. So, like, if you got the coordinates of a place, you can remote view to there. You could do so many things that they tell you can't do. You can do it. Voice and hearing vortex allows communication with other entities over large distances. Heart vortex protects upper internal organs. lower organ vortex protects organs like intestines and liver. And then the plasma energy ball, which is the battery. What do you know about that, Jay? And then the ground vortex provides an energy ground for the body's electrical circuits. Right now, I have a grounding mat as we're doing this podcast. I got my electrical sheet over top of me, which blocks all the EMF. I got my crystals on, my 5G hat, and my feet are on a grounding mat. Yo, they ain't hitting me with nothing. Ain't none of their bad energy going through me. So we got to make sure, we're grounding ourselves too. That's so important. Most people, all toxins are staying in them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and cutting yourself off, or knowing how to defend oneself from espionage or attack or whatnot energetically can be very useful for the individual if they use it the right way. So, for example, in my house right now, I've got a modem off to the side, right? The modem emits a signal, Wi-Fi, which is vibrations in the air. And if it can send out these signals, if these electronic devices can send out signals which run through us quite often, through our bodies, and resonate with us, which means they change us, and we also in turn change them too. That means that the signal can be reversed and they can pull back information. You know what I mean? They can use what look like everyday objects like your modem or, Wi-Fi towers or things like that, just reversing the signal to record what comes back, like how a bat uses sonar to see, basically, right? All you need is to get the signal back to you, and now they can remote view through technology. See, they're trying to use technology to replace the things that used to be inherent in many humans in times long forgotten. But now they're using technologies to try to replace that, because either that or they could just go kidnap people like 11 from Stranger Things, you know what I mean? And like have them do it. But they try to reverse engineer this and figure out how humans were able to do this. And then they make a technology that can replicate it and do it. So being able to block those out, either fighting technology with technology or science, right? Or mechanics or whatever it may be, or learning from people who are well-versed and studied in it, like some of us have been and are, to learn how to recognize and block these attacks. That's why I like that when you promote, your merch store with all of the crystals and rocks, and you're learning about all of their resonant frequencies, what they do, what they work with, what they don't work with. Same thing whenever I do a presentation and I talk about ghosts and poltergeists or entities and actual real ways that you see on television people using to fight these things, like how Paranoid was talking about Ghostbusters and stuff. Lots of those things that they use to fight negative frequencies and negative energies are based on real, quote unquote, science, real facts, real things that used to be common knowledge and known to people when the world was much different,
Yeah, it's definitely fascinating. Jay, you need to come in here on truthmafia.com under your member thing, because you have a lifetime made member thing, and then you could talk to a lot of your fans. But if you join the mob, guys, we got members only posts, members only stuff. I just did a post the other day about the human brain cloud interface. Now, this is a peer-reviewed article. This is what we're going to wrap this episode up with. And this is not from a conspiracy site. This is actually a peer-reviewed study. And what it's talking about is, okay, the concept termed as a human brain cloud interface, BCI, is explored in depth in research papers by Robert Freetish Jr. and his team from the Institute of Molecular Manufacturing in California. They propose a future where nanobots, little miniature machines tinier than a human hair, could travel through our bloodstream, breach the blood-brain barrier, and situate themselves within our brain cells. These nanobots, known as nanorobotics, would then transmit our brain's data directly to a cloud-based supercomputer, facilitating real-time monitoring and analysis. The idea might sound like a plot from a science fiction movie, but is rooted in scientific progress. Consider the rapid development of the internet, which was non-existent just a few decades ago. Today, we're consistently connected with our lives, intertwined with digital information. The BCI system is an extension of this trajectory, representing the ultimate convergence of human consciousness and digital network. A recent milestone underscores the possibility is that the BrainNet technology, which enabled a 3-person brain connection, allowing participants to share thoughts and play games using only their minds. Now, they have the technology now to where you can jump into another person's body as a shadow.
Not mine.
Yeah, no, it's called transparent shadowing, TS.
Patreon members only.
But here's the research paper, dude. This is a peer-reviewed study. Like, this is real. You know what I'm saying? Human cloud interface. And you should look up the Internet of Things, what they're planning on doing with that. And research this hashtag, guys. Agenda 2045. Transhumanism. Trust me, Agenda 2045. You'll find so much information on their final goal. And that's kind of crazy because right around that timeline is when a lot of people say the world's going to end, right? 2040, 2043, 2040. There's a lot of people that say in that time frame. And by then, they plan on us being a downloaded consciousness to this quantum reality that they're creating, this phantom matrix, which is all being powered by organic matter right now. So yeah, it's just fascinating how they're creating all that. I ain't doing none of it. Sounds crazy to me.
I mean, if it can cross the blood brain barrier, then there's no opting in or out. Like, if it's just in your vicinity, it could be in your bloodstream.
Yep. So if they spray it in the air, right, you're done.
Or someone coughs, right?
Yeah, you're right. There is no opting in and out. It's in all of us. So we're going to wrap it up for today, guys. We did 2.5 hours. We love y'all. We got a bunch more of these coming. And thank you guys for rocking out with us. We really enjoyed it today. We're out of here, guys.